prints on this. Obviously, Lance Twiggs, even if he has prints on things, they live together. That doesn't really mean anything. But that could demonstrate that somebody took his weapon and put it somewhere. His prints are the most degraded. Somebody else's prints, there's more presence of somebody else's prints, and that could demonstrate that somebody is taking items from his house and putting it into various places.
But it also could demonstrate nothing. So the problem that you have here is that this is pure conjecture.
No,
hang on. This is not evidence.
I'm sorry,
that Tyler Robinson is a patsy. It's only evidence that you have conjectured up that, well, if it's the case that these are the more degraded prints, then therefore that means must be patsy because dad's fingerprints on gun.
I didn't say must be patsy.
Describe how this actually links in to Robinson being a patsy.
Okay, I just described that for you, so I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you, so I'm going to move on from that. But to just go back to your point about this is not evidence, you can't make that claim because the entire basis for why you think that there's evidence for Tyler Robinson being the person that took the shot is based off of a hearing under Utah 1102 rules, meaning that they are doing the exact same thing that I am doing. This is the state. You said you're here to represent the state. Well, did you watch the preliminary hearing?
No, I didn't say I was here to represent the state.
The state's position you think is strong and convincing.
What I'm here to do is represent my own opinion.
You said in your opening statement,
based on the evidence presented so far by the state
has presented evidence under Utah's 1102 rule.
But this doesn't demonstrate any patsy
No, that's
behavior.
very important because that rule is hearsay. So you can't say at the same time, Candace, you're not allowed to. And what that means under the Utah rule, which I'm sure you know, because I'm sure you watched the preliminary hearing and yourself understand what that means, is that the entire hearing was hearsay. It means none of that information that was presented is going to be allowed. The majority of it, the overwhelming majority of it is not going to be allowed at the trial. They're allowed to present when it's just a probative hearing.
I don't think all the evidence that was put in was hearsay.
Okay, you didn't watch this case.
But not only that, no,
this is a huge point. This is
we
crazy that you don't know this.
We can call for a fact check if all the evidence
we need more than a fact check. This was every single day. Utah rule 1102.
They want to go there. So they said there's a medical examiner's explanation of the shooting that's in the back. Rob, if you want to pull it up, and then Candace, if anybody from your team wants to pull something up, no problem as well, but they're requesting it. If you guys got it, pull it up so we can show it. And in the interim, is that it?
Yeah. So I'll read this.
Just what are we looking at, just so we know?
Yeah, so this says, the bullet, or at least part of it, sequentially perforated the interior left of Mr. Kirk's neck, strap muscles of the left side of the neck. This is a summary, by the way. Left common cartoid on the left internal external jugular veins. The bullet also obliterated the left side C27 vertebrae, transacted the cervical spinal cord. Medical examiner observed a significant portion of Kirk's cervical spinal cord was traumatically absent. Mr. Kirk suffered from other severe injuries, including bilateral, apical, and posterior intercostal hemorrhages, pulmonary, apical hemorrhages, multiple disruptions to the thyroid, et cetera, et cetera. So the summary of the examination is that he was shot.
Okay.
That was what they were pulling that up for.
Okay, and I'm not disputing that he could have been hit with a projectile. We're not disputing that, so I don't know why this was brought up as a fact check. Could you bring up 1102 Utah rule? Because this is an unbelievable point that you're making by saying that I am not allowed to infer off of evidence.
You can infer. I'm trying to follow the inference.
But your entire reason, like you asserted that you believe there's overwhelming evidence on the basis of what we saw in the preliminary hearing. The entire preliminary hearing was hearsay.
Yeah, I'm fine with your inferences.
But no, you just literally said I couldn't do that. Yes, I can.
No, I didn't. I'm just saying from your inference, how do we get to Patsy?
This is how you got to Shooter. Tyler Robinson did it the same way that you got to Tyler Robinson.
From that.
Yes, you did. You again, this is something important, so we should pull up a fact check about what the 1102 Utah, and under their constitution, for the sake of a preliminary hearing, they do not have to have hard evidence. They don't have to put people on the trial.
They don't have to.
But no, that's why the entire hearing was basically hearsay. Officer Bagley was saying.
But not all of it, like I said.
The overwhelming majority.
Again, no dispute.
Outside of the one that you don't want to give. Please don't cut me off.
Though.
Outside of that is what's in dispute. It means that your entire brand of saying you don't have evidence, falls apart when the entire preliminary hearing is based off of hearsay. In fact, Lance's testimony before they had about an hour.
It's a lot of two non-lawyers bickering on what is and isn't hearsay. Do you have a timestamp? Because Chris escapes the deep strike here. True, I'm sure it was the it must have been the Jews, right? That took my my audio away from me. Who else could it have been? In a conversation about Candace Owens, no less. The reliable Candace Owens, who have told us that the Prime Minister of France's wife is no, not Prime Minister, President of France's wife is transgender. I mean, we cannot let her voice resound. No, I was on enough listening to it. I will see if we can just skip a little bit then.
Actually, maybe reasons that he was convinced.
So let's start with the 30-06. I think that that's fine.
Your team's looking for. Do you remember how long ago that was?
The tweets of the 5. Did you delete it or no?
No,
Did
I
you
don't
delete
delete
any tweets?
tweets.
Okay, cool. I just look for. He said
Unless I
it was his
misspelled.
car. It was his. It was the car, and it was definitely the staircase photos, and it was when the trial was
Okay,
going on.
she has it. Perfect. If you got, Skylar has it. If you want to pull it up so we can see it.
Somebody said, so give me the clear evidence right here. I want you to provide it right here. All I heard from the investigator was, we believe this to be Tyler Robinson. Is belief something you go as a fact? You wrote the car pulling in. That's a totally blurry image. Robinson getting out of it. You have no idea if that's Tyler Robinson.
I think
The
we're okay
fact
to not support
that he's
anyone
seen 4
here,
other
it
times
is.
on camera. The fact being just a standard white boy with brown hair was
He wasn't sure. He was hit by a supersonic projectile. Yeah, I would like to have it explained to me what the difference between those two is.
seen walking up staircase. The DNA on the roof, we should discuss that. And on the screwdriver that he left behind, it's overwhelming, man.
Yeah, but that's not an exhaustive list.
Well, just so we're clear, you did tweet it.
But it's not an exhaustive.
Yeah, but
well,
just
you
5
said
seconds ago, you should
You
concede.
said I only said this one thing and said that that was overwhelming, actually.
That's not what I said.
It is. You could even pull
Patrick,
your
did
own
I say
clip.
that?
Can you fact check if that was said or not? I did not hear her say
So the
this.
thing that's funny here is like we still aren't getting to any of these inferences. So these,
Why are you pivoting? But just say you were wrong. It's cool to just say I was wrong. I can say it.
I'm not wrong. So back to the tweet aspect here. It was really funny. That's not an exhaustive list of why I find it.
I didn't say it was exhaustive. I just said you said it.
And on top of it, well, no, you didn't. You said that I only said this one thing, and then said based on that it's over. Well, I didn't. You didn't mention that I mentioned the screwdriver, DNA, all these other things. You never mentioned any of that. So no, you're actually incorrect there. But on top of that, moving over to the actual evidence itself.
Are you?
Yes, I'm okay. Anyway, back to the evidence
if you're
itself.
okay.
Yes,
Actually, I'm
fine.
glad you're asserting that you're
But
okay.
back-
I wasn't worried about your health. I'm just
but
saying
back
that
to
I just
this.
said you tweeted this. You said no, I didn't. We got a fact check, and now you're like just going to gaslight me and pretend that I
There's
said
no gaslighting.
It wasn't exhaustive. I never said that. I just said you did say this.
Zero gaslighting.
I didn't say you couldn't have said more,
Yeah.
but I would like to address what
I mean,
you
this
said
is
in
your
that tweet.
time. If this is how you want to spend it interrogating my position, you can do it that way.
I'm just addressing what you asserted on your Twitter was like the hard evidence that convinced you was overwhelming. That's literally
That's
your debate
not what
claim.
you said. That's not actually, in fact, what happened
What
in that
either
exchange.
one of them said. I don't know,
I was
chat.
here for it.
So what's your position here?
Yeah, so my position is that based on all of the evidence, which has been demonstrated, at least all the evidence to my knowledge, that I am actually not seeing anything that's compelling as an alternative theory. I'm not seeing anything which is convincing me of something otherwise than what the state is presenting as evidence. That's my position. If
Okay.
that's what you're asking me.
So just going back to what you did actually tweet, is it fair to for me to ask questions about that? That's
Is that the
evidence.
only tweet you're going to ask me about?
Well, we're addressing your claim that the evidence is overwhelming, and this is a tweet where you listed what you felt was overwhelming. I think that's fair,
but not
right?
ex-
I feel like
sure,
that's fair,
but not exhaustive. Just so you know.
And I never said it was
Okay.
exhaustive,
Go
even though
ahead.
you said I did.
Sure, whatever you want.
But yeah, so going back to that, all of that, as you say to me, well, Candace, why are you addressing and making inferences off of the testimony?
No, I
of-
never asked you why. You're making inferences. I asked you how, with the inference you made, you got to the conclusion.
Okay, so I would like to know how you got to the conclusion, and I'm just going to throw it right back at you because
Yeah,
for some
that's
reason
fair.
you permit yourself to do it, and that's what I'm demonstrating is that you permit yourself to do it, and then you say when I do it, it's a conspiracy, right?
No.
How are you able to infer off of blurry staircase images that that is Tyler Robinson?
Yeah, so in that particular case, what you do is you take that evidence, you combine it with other evidence. So it's not just that Tyler Robinson is seen in the staircase.
Why are you calling him Tyler Robinson in the staircase? That's what I want to get to.
Yeah, because, I mean, we'll just use this. If you don't agree that that's Tyler Robinson, then you would just have to humor me. I think it is, so I'm using the name.
But why do you think it is? Because
I'm
you make
trying-
everybody, you
that's
call them
literally what I'm
conspiracy
trying
theorists.
to explain to you.
Okay.
So if you're asking for my inference why I think it's Tyler Robinson, is because A, Tyler Robinson said in his text messages, you'll be able to see me on security footage at the campus. Said it in his own messages. On top of that, Twigs, yes, you can pull them up if you want to fact check that. He did say. On
Yeah, I
top
would.
of
I'm sorry. I
that,
actually think I really did miss that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I
Yeah.
don't remember him saying you're going to see me in.
Yeah, I'm
in footage.
paraphrasing.
Can
but
we
it was
pull that
close
up?
to it.
Yeah,
If
I
you
don't-
may
I feel-
have
I
it.
think
If
that's
By
not
the
not
way,
right.
Twigs himself said that he
You're
had
gonna see me in
some
the staircase?
that he had some maybe a tiny bit of doubt, but it sure looked like Tyler Robinson inside of this various surveillance footage that he saw.
So Lance- sorry,
hang
go
on,
ahead. You're
hang on.
right.
So there's multiple reasons why it is that I believe that that's Tyler Robinson, not just because of blurry footage.
Did you have a dream? Just kidding.
No, it's because I combined multitudes of evidences.
Okay, so let's address those multitude of evidences. The first one we're working on a fact check on because I do not ever remember him tweeting. That's me in the stair. I mean, or
Well, he didn't
texting.
tweet it.
Texting
Yeah.
that's me in the staircase. I think that
I didn't say that. I said I literally didn't. What I said is that he texted over, "You'll be able to see me in footage at UVU," and I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he said.
Yeah, could we get a fact check on that?
You
the
can find
second
it.
thing you said was Lance's testimony, and actually what Lance says is, I'm not 100%.
I agree.
But in terms of what he wears, again, me pointing out the absurdity.
Cheeto, if I ever go and debate Candace Owens on the topic to do with the juice, will you be my guy in the chair? Because I feel like if we're going to have to be fact-checking every other sentence, I need to bring out the big guns. And Cheeto's the big guns. If Cheeto's not doing it, I'm not doing it. Where's Jamie when you need him? Yeah, I need my own Jamie. I feel like Cheeto's the only one to be my own Jamie. But would he do it? The pit crew, yeah. I mean, we jest, but realistically, you would need somebody like that, right? Because otherwise you just had a huge fucking disadvantage. Plus, I forgot to do the trigger warning for spiders. Been fighting them for a solid minute now, so if anyone's got arachnophobia, I can only apologize.
He wears Converses, he wears sneakers. If his boyfriend is not 100%, I'd like to understand why Andrew Wilson is overwhelmed by it. That's what I'm trying to get to. And lastly, I would like to remind you that Lance's statement would not be permitted. This was a huge part of the preliminary hearing, that they were leading. All the questions that were asked of him were leading, so they would be struck down at the actual trial. And also, I would like to remind you that he got use immunity for that. Use immunity.
I understand.
Which means like...
That happens, by the way, all the time in these cases.
And I'm wondering why it particularly happened for Lance and this testimony. And I would also like to point out that something that's remarkable about this, again, leaning to my perspective, that Lance has a lot more, which I have said many times, Lance has a lot more involvement than the feds are letting us know. I think more is going to come out. Because they interviewed him on September 11th, and then for whatever reason, just ahead of what was supposed to be slated as the preliminary hearing, which was initially supposed to be in May, they bring him back to do this interview, which in my opinion should have never been allowed. And I actually agree with the defense that it's a violation of his constitutional rights not to allow them to have cross-examined him. But I understand Utah 1102, do what you do, it's all hearsay. But to allow it in that way, for him to just be able to also have use immunity, knowing that he's not going to get in trouble. He could literally get up there and lie about anything, and he's not going to get in trouble because the use immunity was given to him in April, I believe. April 28th is when they gave that testimony to the defense. I think they shot it in like April 20th of 2026. That is not compelling to me for somebody who has use immunity to give a testimony and to say, I'm not really sure, but definitely like he wears jeans and stuff.
That's not what he said.
He did. Actually, you can get a fact check on that.
Yeah, that's
Skyler,
not,
I think
he said much more than that.
So a couple things we have. We have Rule 801, Tyler's messages, that says it's not hearsay. But first, go to what Candace is asking about. Skyler, I think you have it. You just text me if you want to pull it up. You said you have the text. If we can put that up on the screen. Thank you.
It was me. Look at the pictures from the surveillance footage. It was me. Okay. I literally said to you, it's not an oof. I said I didn't remember this, and I'm happy to have a fact check on that. Okay. I didn't call for the fact check saying you're wrong. I literally said I don't remember that from the
I'm
time
just saying to you, like, I'm trying to be concise for you.
And then also bring the 801 that you just said. What was the other one?
Yep, the 801. Tyler messages saying it's not hearsay, if you have that as well. There you go.
Wait, what are we saying is not hearsay?
Statements that are not hearsay. A statement that meets the following conditions is not hearsay.
It was hearsay. They said it in the trial.
Hang on.
Okay.
Okay. Is consistent with the declarant's testimony and the declarant denies having made the statement or has forgotten, or is consistent with the declarant's testimony and is offered to rebut the express implied charge that the declarant recently fabricated or acted in recent improper influence or motive in testifying. So then, wouldn't that mean that a bunch of this wasn't hearsay?
So the issue with his...
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Would that mean that a bunch of this wasn't hearsay?
So the opposing party, which down the line, like I said, they talked about this for about an hour and a half, and they discussed how if Lance was in court and he was giving his first party, giving his testimony as the opposing party, whatever, all of this would be fine. They had an issue with how the questions were being asked and that they were not allowed to cross-examine him. So that is why his video testimony would not be accepted in the main trial. And what I said to you is this entire preliminary hearing is under Utah's 1102. So they are allowed to just use hearsay. And
No,
so the
you didn't
judge,
say
when
that.
he
You said most of it was hearsay, actually.
Yeah,
the overwhelming majority.
Well, I mean, I'm leaning now into my opinion that some scientific aspects, which they kept asserting, like...
All right, chat. Because I feel like this is going to go nowhere. Do we want to give this a few more minutes? Or do we want to try either the Pisco debate, which is a whole other kind of stupid, but it is funny, or we can find something non-debatey to watch. But the Pisco debate with the DGG is, it is. It just is. What is the Pisco debate? It's bad. It's bad. It's a DGG called in to talk to him about why the DSA is bad. And, what the fuck? What the Okay. That barely did any damage to me, actually. I'm hard as fuck. Powerful. Oh, okay. So these keep going. It's gonna be annoying. Owlish a conduit. Owlish. Owlish. Is bad. Yeah, BB, you know already, baby. BB's the one who linked it in my Discord originally, and I watched the first 15-ish minutes of it. It is a rough watch. Fucking yikes. Am I safe here, or is it gonna... Okay, I am safe here. Let's go. Am I safe here? We need the levity of that debate. It was so brain dead. It is bad. It is bad. Hold on. It's, fuck. Bizarre is a fair way to describe it. I'm not even going to give you the preamble. We're jumping straight into it.
How are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. We have a huge victory yesterday.
That was the El
Really?
Said victory.
Yeah. What'd you say?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm like around. It was a close victory for El Sayed. What are your thoughts? What's going on?
So what is it about Al Sayed that you find appealing?
Versus Stevens or overall?
No. There really wasn't about her not knowing him winning. I think she just considers him winning an L.
Just overall, like what about him do you find appealing?
I think.
Oh
that
yes, I did progress in World War debate. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, congratulations. And if there's a delay, apologies. So I appreciate his position that he's navigating a progressive overall agenda while still maintaining the following. He still supports Ukraine, which I find good.
Based,
I
yeah.
think that he hasn't taken this...
Actually, correct me if I'm wrong. He had one of the stronger pro-Ukraine takes out of the DSA candidates, no? I seem to remember him, like, explicitly saying that, like, to him... fuck, I don't want to put words in his mouth, right? I don't want to overglaze the dude. But didn't he say something along the lines of what we've been saying in here for a while? That, as far as he's concerned, like, both the Ukraine and the Palestine plight are... like, they're both fights for freedom, or something to that extent? I don't remember the exact phrasing that he used, but he is pro-Ukraine, and that's fucking based. Love to see it.
Ultimately dead-ender position on healthcare. I think that he's a more practical person than people give him credit for. And then in comparison to other individuals in the more, I think moderate lane, I like that he's willing to endorse court expansion. So those are the things that I like about him. That it's wrapped up in a package. Now there are aspects about him that I don't quite like, that I can talk about too.
But were you gonna...
There's a bit of a delay. I'm sorry. Did you say something?
No, I was waiting for you to finish talking. Are you
Oh
finished?
no, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, okay. So the reason I have with all of these DSA types is that they make a lot of kind of non-committal statements in the things that they say. So they'll say like, oh, we want XYZ to happen, but they give no plan or prescriptive way that XYZ is going to happen. They'll just say, I think that everybody should have free healthcare. But they're not really giving a method by which they want to achieve that. They're basically just saying something in order to gain appeal.
Unheard of in the
understand what I mean
political
by that?
scene.
So if you look at the general DSA positions on most things, you'll see that they say a lot of things that sound good, but it's basically like the kid who is running for class president who says that they're going to put soda in all of the water fountains and make homework illegal, right? It's not something that can actually happen.
I thought we were talking about El Sayed, not DSA.
No, I understand that, but again, he falls into the same sort of thing. Like, let me look for something that he specifically said. By the way, this is the most milquetoast, I don't know what you would call this, page and take on things that I've ever seen in my life. I can't believe this guy actually won anything.
Wait, what are you talking about? Was milk toast? I didn't understand
his
that.
Abdul for Senate like webpage, abdulforsenate.com. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, it's for like normies. I mean, it's not a white paper on something.
Right, but so let me just read a bit of this. I already have up. Like artificial intelligence. Government decisions are around world-changing technology like AI. Oh, so I'm sorry. Government decisions.
We could. I feel like between you and Chido, you guys are like the fucking big dick swingers of emotes. Chido literally made his own when he found an emote not quite up to his tempo. And we've gotten some fucking quality emotes out of those. The sweeping emotes, Lua? The sweeper? Come on, the sweeper is fire. We can definitely have more of that shit.
About world-changing technology that AI should not be left to unaccountable corporations. Rather than replace us, AI should be a tool to enhance our lives. Further, the speed and lack of transparency with which these technologies are being developed opens the door to serious risk that powerful AI may fall into the wrong hands or escape.
So that's it. That sounds like a base statement from El Said so far. I am glad that a dude who was just elected seems to be very somber about the practical limitations of AI. Why is this a bad thing?
Human control altogether. Okay, first of all, that's ridiculous.
She's a DGGer, so...
That's why I support legislation to create
what is
guardrails.
ridiculous? The AI replaced this stuff?
That AI is going to fall into the wrong hands and escape human control? Like, what is this, iRobot? Jesus.
I'm pretty sure, aren't there like plenty of people in the industry who fear the lack of guardrails? I mean, you think this is fear-mongering?
Yes, that is absolutely fear-mongering. It is not going to lose control. It's not going to escape humans.
No, oh no, I remember this. Oh no. Okay. We're all capable of applying varying degrees of nuance to a given conversation. You have an idea of what escaping containment is going to mean here. I want you to hear what her solution to potential AI sort of... what a potential solution to lack of AI guardrails is going to be. Just pay attention.
The thing about AI is it can only do what humans can do. It can't do anything outside of that because it feeds off of the knowledge that we already have.
I mean, I don't know that to be true. I'm not an expert in this area. My understanding was that there was like AI people who are like seriously concerned with the future of AI and the lack of guardrails. That's just what I've heard from AI, like what I understand to be AI experts. I don't remember the particulars. Maybe you're right, but I don't know.
So yeah, I mean, let me give an example. If AI was all-knowing, you could type any single one of the unsolvable math problems into AI and it would solve it, right? But because it only
I don't think
has
the critique is that they're all-knowing. Is that the critique you're hearing?
Right, but that's what it's saying. No, that's what it's saying is that it's going to escape human control. So if it's able to escape human control, it's able to gain knowledge and power that we do not have, right?
I don't know. I think escape human control is something like do things beyond what we ask them to do things without our specific input, start on like crafting its own agendas beyond the more specific instructions, something like that. I don't think it necessarily means solve historically unsolvable problems. I think it's something about control, not necessarily about the type of thing it's doing.
Yeah, so let me give you an example. Let's say that
It's coming.
A data center with AI is running rampant, and we cut the power to it. We cut off the electricity. Is AI going to be able to escape that? No, because it doesn't have electricity. So, like, I don't...
Just turn electricity off, bro. Just turn it off, you know? If the AI ever starts going rampant, just turn it off, bro. You know that guy who ChatGPT talked into killing himself because he kept being reinforced in the belief that he is being followed and he is being watched? Could have just turned the computer off. It's like, do you know what this... Oh my god, do you know what this is? It's like when a boomer is like, how are you being cyberbullied? Just turn the laptop off. I don't understand how... She's a relatively young person, to my understanding. I do not know how a person like this is so fucking oblivious to what a person might mean when they talk about AI guardrails. I can come up with like 17 examples off the top of my head. You can wake me up from a drunken stupor and I'll be able to give you at least 4. They use AI in my workplace for actual, like, deep technical help. And if the AI starts having fucking ideas about what a good way for that help is, that can lead to bad results. We've already had that happen at work a couple of times. Nothing major, it was very contained, but it is so easy to understand what one might mean when they say they want there to be guardrails, and she's just genuinely oblivious. Does she think escape and containment means it becomes God? Literally, people, do you know what she means? Okay, people, I'm going to ask you a... This is an important question. This is not just to people. But this is answering people's question. I'm going to tell you what she thinks about AI. Are you by chance familiar with an older scientific work named Avengers Age of Ultron action sci-fi movie out of 2015? Because if you're familiar with that one, she means Ultron. She thinks that AI escape and containment is going to murder Jarvis, it's going to hijack the web, and it is going to become an omniscient being that takes over the nukes and bombards all of us. And all of that's going to happen so quickly that you're not going to have enough time to turn the electricity off. What the fuck? They nuked my I Love Israel Gone emote again? Cheeto, try naming it something else than I Love Israel. Like, I Love Is Gone. Go with that one. See if that works. I wonder if it's to do with the name.
Get it. What's the problem?
I don't know, like...
Okay, sorry. This wasn't the argument
works.
I was trying to have here.
Okay, do you want to go to that?
Thank
then?
fuck, that's not the argument she came in there to
Let me
have.
go to the thing I actually brought up. To address the risk of massive automation for our jobs, I support exploring income protection programs such as wage insurance and basic income. So this is one of the things that I think that they make up things that don't really make any sense. Like, what is wage insurance and basic income?
I understood.
So they're giving, like...
Do you want to know? I remember...
You have to understand. She's genuinely asking. She genuinely doesn't know what UBI is. That's not her being facetious or anything. She legitimately does not know. Just a new concept was introduced, and she was so upset that she figured Pisco was going to be the person to tell her. This is the world that the piss man wants.
Like Andrew Yang talking about universal basic income. Something like a floor
that
for people.
That is a DSA.
Huh?
That is a DSA.
I said Andrew Yang. Andrew Yang, he was talking about this in like the race in 2020 and then in his mayoral run, I think.
Do you think that there should be a...
Bro just got $5 donated to him. Where's my $5, chat? Are we seriously going to let Pisco make more money than I've made during this? And also, Lo, thank you for the subscription earlier. I didn't say anything, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Hold on. It's been like fucking ages, right? 47 months, was it? As soon as I stop being attacked by these hatchet dipshits, I'm going to have a look. Okay, chill, Bad Bunny. You ain't even seen, okay? And also, it's Kira chats now, bro. Get it right. It has been 45 months. Here's all I have. Thank you for the 67 biddies. Here's all right. I will gladly take these. Gladly.
Universal basic income?
I don't have a strong view on that. I don't really think that, my inclination would be no,
it's
but
a very
I don't
simple
have.
Question. Okay.
I'm telling you, I don't know whether it's a good idea or not. I don't know. But my
Why?
inclination would be no. Because of the fiscal constraints.
Hey, Shepan coming in hot with the 10 gifted subs. Thank you very much. I will take. I was saying it was my $5. Shepan decided to give me significantly more, and I am here for it. Thank you, my friend. Congratulations to Sire Sphinx, Andy, Marak, Goro, Pipo Leonard, Callisto Malfoy, Ray, Platinum, and Ice Beans. A good shot. A fuck ton of regulars got subbed. Oh, they've changed it now, right? No longer gives it to a random lurker from 7 years ago in the first place. Thank you, Stepan. Everyone in chat who just got a sub from your boy Stepan, say thank you, Stepan. Or thank you, Stepman. Or any variation, really, of the word thank you. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Schman is not good. No, that sounds like Strochman a little bit in my head, and that's just basically you calling him the pissman.
Of our budget, and it seems like a huge expenditure at a time we can't, take control of our already existing obligations. And I think the fiscal issues are already starting to present themselves.
Then just Stepan.
That's my inclination, is to be against that. But again, I don't have a strong.
And that got us started with the hype train gang level 3 right of the bat. Can we make it to level 4? We shall see shortly.
I wouldn't be prepared to debate against it. In other words, I don't have really
thank you,
well
Stefan.
elaborated. I would feel uncomfortable walking into a debate to argue against universal basic income.
So, let's just say Abdul Al-Sayed make.
My understanding of UBI as a whole is that it's economically not feasible, but there are certainly ways to protect sectors specifically with UBI, depending on how it happens that they are in need of it, right? Like, it's not going to be a thing where it just exists for everyone, but there are ways to make it make sense.
Takes it into the Senate and then gets the ball rolling for universal basic income, and you voted for him.
Yeah, I can do it. Yeah.
I mean, I would want to inquire about whether or not what the effects are likely to be. I would want to become
7,
more knowledgeable about it. And so it depends on my ultimate disposition when I take a look at that policy. I'm telling you, I don't have the domain level knowledge to know whether universal basic income is a good or bad idea. I haven't done enough research into it. My inclination is I'd necessarily vote. But again, to me, the overall benefit would outweigh the cost in terms of El Sayed. And I think it would for you too, because you would prefer him over Rogers, right?
I would prefer him over. Are we doing that thing where you give me like 2 extremes and ask me to vote for somebody?
That's the next election. What do you mean?
It's not 2 extremes. It's the election that's coming up this November. This is not some crazy hypothetical.
Yeah. I know it's not a hypothetical, but like the thing is like we have been put in a situation now where we have somebody who potentially might do something like suggest and get the ball rolling for universal basic income, which you have no idea what that is, which is something.
Do you know what is crazy to me? Genuinely crazy. I don't like communism. I don't like the ideology. I don't like the motivations behind it. I don't think it's practical. How many times have I poked fun at Diz, for example, for being a commie? How many times have I told you that I don't like communism? How many conversations have we had where it's abundantly clear that capitalism is very much my jam? I would just very much like to put fucking guardrails all over that bitch. Destiny, DGG, have been vote blue no matter who for years. And now you've got somebody like El Sayed who might roll out a potentially bad idea ball of UBI versus essentially a MAGA dude, and these people are suddenly like, well, I don't know if you're aware of this, but UBI is very bad. Commies are basically communism, socialism, DSA basically commies. It's just very bad, very bad. Fucking crazy to me, genuinely crazy, dude. I don't get it. I don't get it. Mamdani's doing a good job. El Sayed seems to be an alright man. Out of the 3 people that Mamdani's fuck, what's the word I'm thinking of? Out of the 3 people that Mamdani basically advertised, for lack of a better phrase currently, because my mind's doing things to me, one of them is a fucking lunatic, and the rest seems to be perfectly fine. And we're so... These people are fucking crazy. It's just stupid. I'm Polish. And I'm okay with the DSA types. I feel like you should be my default too. If I'm telling you, hey bro, this isn't communism, you can calm the fuck down. I feel like you can calm the fuck down, you know? Let me guide you. Let me guide you.
Wait.
UBI is one of the few short-term options to alleviate mass job displacements. Yeah. That's exactly. In my understanding, it's plausible to get the ball rolling on that specifically. Like UBI as a whole for everyone, just full stop, will not work. UBI to address specific job displacement very much could work. That's my understanding of it currently.
No, hang on, wait.
An informed voter should
wait
know?
a second. So you're saying I don't know what universal basic income is? That's not what I said.
Yeah, but he's a lowercase c commie.
You just said you
not a capital letter c
don't
commie.
understand what it is, right?
I said I don't know enough of its ramifications to
Hello,
have a
how we doing?
disposition
You
on
got
whether
gifted a
it's a
sub.
good
Say
or bad
thank you,
idea.
Stepan.
But I understand in broad strokes what it is.
How do you not have an idea if it's good or bad if you know what it is? That's like saying like...
Seems like a pretty complicated issue.
I know what water is. I know what water is, but I don't know if I can drown in it.
It seems like a pretty complicated...
Hold on, we need to pay attention to her.
know enough of its ramifications to have a I don't know what universal basic income is. That's not what I said.
You just said you don't understand what it is, right?
I said I don't know enough of its ramifications to have a disposition on whether it's a good or bad idea. But I understand in broad strokes what it is.
How do you not have an idea if it's good or bad if you know what it is? That's like saying like...
Seems like a pretty complicated issue.
I know what water is. I know what water is, but I don't know if I can drown in it.
It seems like a pretty...
Totally. 100% true. When Fisco saying, I know what this thing is, but I'm not ready to debate it on its merits because I do not know what kind of societal impact it will have due to my lack of research, is very comparable to you saying, I understand what water is, but I don't know if I could drown in it.
Complicated issue that has to do with, fiscal constraints, has to do with, economic incentives, whether it will depress certain kinds of economic activity. I feel like you'd have to run a bunch of regressions and shit and like have a bunch of empirics that I'm not prepared or equipped to handle,
Leonard.
Even with an economics
That
degree.
makes sense to me.
Look at Sweden.
Well, look at Sweden. I don't know
Also, spoiler alert, Sweden does not have a UBI.
what that means.
Sweden has universal basic income, I believe. Let me check.
Is it Lord of the Flies there? I'm not sure. I'm telling you, I don't know enough about the record
And
here.
also, I don't even know why she would bring it up, though. That's the thing, that I got genuinely baffled by this, and I would love for somebody to explain. Because the thing is, Sweden's doing pretty good, actually. By and large, Sweden's pretty chill, pretty cool. If you could live in one place and it was Sweden, I think you'd be alright. And she brings up Sweden to reinforce why UBI is bad. When Sweden is doing good, and she believes Sweden has UBI. Like, can somebody... What's the strategy here?
To be strong in favor or against, again, if it was put before me, I would say no, just because with my limited knowledge. But that's not like a very strongly held view. I could be convinced one way or the other. I haven't taken the time to get into the empirics. I think it's like a deeply empirical question whether I'm gonna support it or not.
Yeah, that's literally my understanding of it. Like I was saying earlier, to my understanding, we don't have the economy for it. When I say we, I mean, to my understanding, America doesn't. But I've never looked into it too deeply because I don't like. That's not anywhere remotely like a priority to look into for me. It was never a realistic research topic because you're not getting a UBI in America, not with the government as it is. I don't understand why she feels so strongly about this.
It's going to depend on what's likely to occur.
Probably
They do
VB
not have
actually.
VBI, I was
Probably, yeah.
incorrect. I looked it up.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Why does this matter?
It's one. Okay, because again, it's something that he is saying that he supports. If he becomes a member of the Senate and then starts getting the ball rolling for something like universal basic income because of AI, you would think that that is something that we do not want because it leads to a government, it leads to communism, basically.
Oh,
Or socialism.
no. Oh, she's not even... Oh, no. She's actually gonna go... She's actually doing the people will be lazy. Oh, I thought we're gonna get more. I thought we're gonna get a... this is a bad idea because the United States of America cannot handle this economically, and as such it is being used as a virtue signal to cater more votes from people who don't know any better. No, we're doing the this is communism. All right. God bless you, Americans. The next election's gonna be fucking worse than the last one, isn't it?
Universal basic income leads to communism?
Leonard, fix your country,
yes,
man.
because it's the government
And I'll
owning
fix
the
mine.
means by
And
which
Lua doesn't
you
have to
get
do anything
paid,
because
right?
Sweden's alright.
I don't think
Because
that...
everybody gets the same amount of money.
Wait, the means of production is communism and socialism.
Well, it's...
To my understanding, Ampa, I know what you're saying. If there was a UBI so large I could live off it, I probably would, so I kind of understand the idea that it might lower productivity in people who work. My understanding of UBI is that I couldn't buy Warhammer miniatures with it, and that means that I'm getting a job. And I wouldn't be able to buy video games with it the way I want to. So, I mean, to be fair, I pirate video games, but you get the point. The bottom line is that it's money for you to survive on, not money off of, not money for you to thrive off of. Plus also, there's like part-time employment shit that you can do. And I feel like, particularly, I don't know, I was always fond of part-time employment. I feel like there's ways to make it work with part-time employment that is just gonna be good. And Leonard, also fix America. Yeah, fix it. And you too, Beans, don't think that you get a pass here because you know, you're of the brown persuasion, and currently that's not a very, very valued market in America. You live there, fix it, bro. You don't get a pass. If Leonard the Caveman has to do it, you have to do it. Wait, he's brown? No, I'm saying Beans is brown.
It's two sides to the same die, basically.
So are you getting Social Security as well?
No, that is... What do you mean by get Social Security? Safety net programs are not the same.
That's what's being proposed as UBI.
Something that is called... No, it's not. It's not, because it only it only goes to certain people. Universal basic income is everyone. It's universal. It's for everyone.
Yeah, the question is, why does one lead to communism and the other doesn't?
Is Social Security for everybody?
No.
Is Social Security for everybody?
No,
well,
there's
then there you go.
UBI doesn't have to go to everybody also. Just,
Oh, that's why.
Okay, but so you're saying the universality of it leads to communism and socialism?
Yeah. You put everybody on the same playing field, and then you have the government controlling things that you don't want them to control. You want the government to control your income?
I don't think. No, I don't think this like puts a limit on how much you can make. It's just it's like a bottom floor.
So you still have to get a job?
Presumably, if you want to go above the UBI, yeah.
So you understand that this...
Then it wouldn't be universal? No, that's not how any of that works. Because it's called universal basic income doesn't mean it has to be applied universally everywhere across the board. It's, I understand why you'd think so, but it's not like if you were to say, hey, this is a universal income for everyone in the X, Y, and Z field, the power of God isn't going to come crashing down on you with the fury of 1,000 suns and then just fuck you up where you stand. That's, like, I understand the meaning of words, but also government, innit? Why did he just ring the bell? Just rung the bell. Probably not good.
This is essentially what the Trump Medicaid cuts are, right?
Why is this like Trump Medicare cuts?
Because you have to have a job in order to get them, which is basically what is universal basic income in this circumstance, where the government is controlling whether or not you get the thing.
You mean
And
Medicaid?
if you want more money,
You mean Medicaid?
I wish I knew, Luo.
It's a Medicare.
right?
Okay,
So you have.
Medicaid.
I'm sorry,
not
yeah,
Medicare.
Medicaid.
Yeah, Medicaid. So you think the jobs, the working guarantee, you
Hold on,
support
I'll
that
pull it
from
up in a
Trump.
sec, Beans.
No, not at all.
Okay, then help me.
So I don't think. So what I'm saying is that if you have a universal basic income, that means that everybody gets the same amount of money. And there are some people who will coast off of that, or who will be reliant on the government. So basically what's going to happen.
That's what he's doing, bro. Fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it.
No, that is me. That is me. Fix it.
Happen is everybody will
Leonard, fix
say,
it.
"Oh wow, I don't have to work anymore. I don't have to do XYZ. I can just budget my money." And then all
So
of a
I'm sorry, I'm
sudden,
not understanding the
the
comparison.
government cuts
You're
again.
you're
The
comparing
government cuts again.
Wait, you're comparing it to what Trump did.
Medicaid, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you support what Trump did? Trump put a
No.
requirement. But you're saying that you want
No.
means testing, you want work requirements, right?
No. No, I'm saying that is the bad thing that he did. He has turned Medicaid.
All Pisco wants to know is if she would support UBI if there was a requirement in order for you to obtain it. Like, I don't know, you get UBI for 6 months after being let off, and then after that, no more UBI. Or you get UBI within a certain sector. That's what Pisco's trying to figure out. If she would support it under certain conditions.
Into something that is controlled by the government, where people actually need to earn the thing that they're entitled to, right?
That sounds like the exact thing that, first of all, it's controlled. It's mostly doled out by the states.
Well, not entitled, but
So I don't know if you know how Medicaid works, but the government basically gives money to states, and most of this is like state operated. But even putting that aside, the government has always, whether it's state or federal, controlled Medicaid. And your objection basically is that they're putting like conditions on your access to something you're entitled to, which is precisely, I think, what UBI is meant to address, is to say, let's make it universal and let's get rid of these like thresholds and cutoffs and just bite the bullet, something like that.
No, because you understand that Medicaid doesn't go to it's based on your income overall, and it's based on,
among other things, but yeah, sure. But I don't understand why that.
right.
Why is this an argument in favor of, or sorry, against UBI?
So I may not have given the best example for this, but
I at first didn't care about that entire arc at all, but so many of you who have watched it keep hyping it up. Should we commit some time to following that entire Pisco anti-Semitism arc? Because I'm hearing people are apparently calling in on the regular to tell him why he's being anti-Semitic, and they are not doing a great job. And I'm getting a very, very mixed vibe of whether we should start covering that more or not. No and yes, okay. Strong opinions so far.
universal basic income overall does not benefit everybody, because essentially you have people who think that they can coast on the amount of money, but then you have, and this is the commonality that I was trying to join.
Yeah, that's what the Trump people say about the reforms to Medicaid. Wait, can you pause right there? That's exactly what the Trump people and Republicans say about the reforms to Medicaid. We're stopping people coasting by when they don't deserve Medicaid. That's the exact argument.
No, because what I'm saying is that the government can now control whether or not you receive something that you before had entitlement to. So let's say that you have your universal basic income. It's good at first, right? Like, oh, okay, everybody has universal basic income. Yeah, amazing. It's great. Everybody's getting money. Everybody's getting X amount of dollars a month. And then all of a sudden, everybody gets accustomed to having this universal basic income. So they start slacking off, or they.
Yeah, this is the Republican argument against welfare.
They start budgeting.
Yeah, that's literally the Republican. Yes, it is. Word for word. That's the Republican argument against welfare.
It sounds similar. Yeah, go for it, sir.
No, because this isn't like, oh, lazy people are lazy, they need to get jobs. No, What I'm saying is that after you've become accustomed to something and the government suddenly yanks it out from under you, you're fucked, right? Because the government controls it and you have no way to stop it. That's why universal basic income is a bad thing.
You're saying that the government could just turn off the faucet. Yeah, this is what sounds like the argument against welfare, is that these people are getting accustomed to it, and so they stay on it.
No, that's not the argument at all. Why are you making my argument something that it's not? I'm saying that it's a bad thing because the idea of it
Oh, this is a two-stage
allows
boss fight.
people to get into it
100%.
allows people to think that the government is on their side by giving them free income, and then the government is able to yank it out.
It's fucking crazy, Andy, how much it is that, though, isn't it? Like that's literally the... If you told me that she's a right-winger at this point in the... And I didn't know who she is before calling in, and that I would literally buy into it, because this is literally, word for word, the anti-welfare argument that rightoids bring forward, right? That you cannot give welfare to people because they grow accustomed to welfare, they grow lazy, and then nobody's there to charge the economy, and they're just a drain on you being the one good person who wants to work. Literally, Leonard, yeah. Literally.
Out from under them, fuck them over, and then say, well, you know, this is, I don't know, say whatever the fuck they want to say about it, but like, it's manipulation by the government, and then you end up in a communist situation where you have...
Yeah, I don't understand that part. Why does it end up in a communist situation?
That?
Okay, he just...
I don't understand. It was like fascist
state.
now? So it's like...
What the fuck?
Have you ever seen South Park?
No, it is communism because it's the government controlling... You know, where's that socialism?
Why is he Virgil all of a sudden?
I don't know what you're... I don't know what you're asserting, but I just want to finish. I don't know if you've seen the South Park underpants gnomes where it's like, collect underpants,
Nope.
Profit. That's what it sounds like. It's like, okay, UBI, people become reliant on UBI, communism, fascism. I don't understand that connection.
I think I explained this adequately to you. So this is a belief that in good faith,
I don't think she's explained
UBI
anything
is a good
adequately
thing, right?
so far.
In good faith, right?
Huh? I don't know. I told you I don't know because I don't know enough about the studies. I don't know enough about the projections. I don't know. I told you, and you're like, you should know if you want to be an informed voter. I'm like, I don't have. It seems like a very complicated issue.
Yeah, okay. Well, then I'll just stop talking about it if you don't even know enough to. If you don't want to make the argument, if you're just gonna
She doesn't
argue
know
from
enough.
ignorance. Not in a mean way. I'm not saying that in a mean way. I'm just saying like we shouldn't have the discussion if like we're not informed.
Bro, are you condescending to me because I'm just being intellectually honest and saying I don't know enough about the fucking studies?
No, I'm not being condescending. I just
Yes.
said I wasn't being rude.
Fuck.
No,
Okay.
that's exactly
Fuck.
the exact
So
opposite.
I'm not-
opposite of what I was saying.
I'm not understanding
Okay,
how
why are
this
you
relates
taking
to...
what I'm saying and then making it what you think I said?
I'm just telling you what I'm hearing, but I'm glad. Okay, you're not saying that. I accept that you're not saying that.
No. What I'm
Why is he
saying is
healing?
that neither of us should have the conversation if we're not 100%, you know, able to articulate what we mean.
Okay,
and what we
let's stop
mean.
then. I didn't want to have a UBI conversation, but I'm willing to talk
Right.
about what you want to talk about.
Right. Okay. So essentially, what I was saying that everything he says is very shallow. He's making a lot of prescriptive arguments, and the entire reason I brought up the UBI thing is because that's something negative that like is a very big unknown. So we can just argue from the fact that he's a very big unknown. He's going to go into the Senate, perhaps suggest it, and it's going to spot.
Oh no, Stepan. Oh no, I don't think that's how that was meant to go. On which channel on Discord are the Bitty's thresholds? Can you explain to me what you mean by that when you say Bitty's thresholds? Also, I don't like it. That's the thing. I think Pisco can be very abrasive, and I've watched a number of debates where I think he's just very difficult to listen to. Like, he's just... I feel like I'm watching Pisco debate, and I feel like I would not enjoy talking to him. He's so considerate in this one. He's so kind. He's so nice. And she's condescending. Oh, it's been a hot minute since since we've used it. Hold on, I will find what it is for you, because I have it somewhere in here. It's It's been a long time since somebody's asked, my friend. It's been a long time since somebody cared about me enough to give me biddies. No, you're okay. I just didn't understand what you were asking, but I understand what you're asking now. And I've just realized that I don't think it works anymore. I will do something, though. I will do this. I will do this. I will do this. In just chatting right now, Stepan.
From there. These are the types of things that the MAGA party did when they made their ideology more...
He's like this most of the time. I've been told that, and I must have had a bad luck with the debates of his that I've bumped into, because I have had a very bad impression of him from those debates. Like a very smart guy who's incredibly unpleasant to interact with. And then I've watched this debate, and I've watched one on his podcast, and I've watched one other one, and he's just so nice to these people, and they're not nice back. Stepan, I don't want to be that guy, okay? But I feel like at some point we're gonna have to start bullying you, man. But I don't wanna. It's a moral responsibility when you fucking cunt. Not you, Stepan. You're not a cunt. You're a lovely guy. This boss is a piece of fucking shit with his delayed greatsword attacks. Fucking wank stain. Bro. Leonard is way more rude. Yeah, but Leonard's like a caveman. We love him, but Unga Bunga is his language of love. I don't know what they want me to do for that specific moment. Because, like, the time slowed. I've just clicked block and fuck. And that didn't do shit. So I'm thinking maybe they don't want me to block. Maybe they want me to... Oh, sorry, I clicked dodge and that didn't do shit. What the fuck is he... I don't like this boss. He does a debuff, which makes it not possible for me to heal beyond a certain point. It's actually very unpleasant. Very unpleasant.
They would say things that kind of appealed to like people and they were kind of just like, huh, okay, that sounds good. But once it played out in a way that they...
Thank you at Cheeto_1.
Thank you, Cheeto, and thank you, Stepan, for the 380 bitties. Love to see it. Thank you. Polska Górą. That's just an objective fact right there. My chat loves Polska Górą.
I'm fucked up today for some reason.
Don't worry, bro. It's Friday. We get to chill now. We get to be as fucked up as we want to today. I'm having a rough time with this cunt's attacks.
It was going to play out. All of a sudden, you know, they're fucked over.
Yeah, I'm not tracking this.
They thought it was a good idea.
So, because
why not?
I'll explain it to you. I think that you're saying that these policies are vague as you're reading them, and that leads to MAGA. I don't get it.
Because the same thing happened with MAGA. So, for example,
well, no.
They were completely lied to about...
MAGA didn't campaign on giving you UBI. MAGA didn't campaign on everyone getting money without having to work. MAGA campaigned on the leftists turning your children trans. MAGA campaigned on the Browns taking over your beautiful country. MAGA campaigned on making them suffer. By and large, MAGA campaigned on fucking sadism. So, no, it's not the same thing that happened with MAGA. It's very meaningfully different. Fucking hell. Do you have any... Do you want to do more attacks, mate? Do you want to, you know, bring out a few more? Oh, why wouldn't you at this point? Fucking insanity.
let's do it broadly, where it's like, oh, we're gonna save the government money by cutting things, right?
Fuck
And
me.
that led to the big beautiful bill cutting Medicaid.
And thank you, Stepan, for
So
the
it
other,
kinda leads
for
back to
another
Medicaid, right?
380 biddies, I should say. It's very kind
why?
of you, my guy.
don't know.
I appreciate
they,
that.
They ran not on cutting Medicaid. I mean, they're liars in bad faith. I don't know why it would.
MAGA campaign on vague promises, and the Meat Said page on the website also has vague statements, so they're basically the same. True. And if you think about it logically, Cheeto, if you take... Oh, hold on. This might actually be true. Oh, no. If you take Abdul El Sayed and you swap the letters around and you add a few other letters, you get Donald Trump 2028. Shit, bro. I think it's Jova. I think he's gotta go. I am convinced. I'm with you now. I'm with her, I should say. Yeah. Shit, man. Rough times ahead for all of us.
No, they save.
Actually, I don't even know if they. No, sorry, I just said something I don't even know is true. They've always been in favor of cutting quote unquote entitlements, and so I'm not so sure that there's a disconnection there. I think there's a lot of Republicans who believe that like we should cut welfare and that this is hurting our society. To be honest with you.
Right, and what did that lead to?
Them doing exactly what their ideology calls for, which are like tax
but
cuts
they
and
made their
spending cuts.
Right, so they made their idea. There you go. So they made their ideology vague enough to put across an idea that maybe sounds appealing, but then when they get into office, they iron out these ideas and turn it into something that is actually negative, right? So if you just say, "Oh, we're gonna do spending cuts, and we're gonna cut things, and we're gonna make the government balance the government budget," but then they get in and they cut Medicaid, they cut Social Security, they cut what is it?
Yeah, it seems like the
Putting Medicare and Medicaid was a thing that they were advertising at the very beginning as well. This didn't fucking come out of nowhere. This was... They were... Okay, so it is a Dodge thing. They were saying that they're going to do that from the get-go. The idea was to do that. The idea was to make people suffer.
opposite of what El Sayed would do. El Sayed wouldn't cut these programs.
How do you know that? No, I don't mean those specific programs. Oh my gosh, okay.
Oh, then what are you talking about?
I don't mean those specific programs. But
I think
giving
when his
vague
weapon
ideas
lights up, I'm fucked.
leads you to the lead you down the
Good
path
timing.
of not knowing what's going to happen once that person gets into office, right?
I pretty much
Does
think
that make
everyone.
sense?
No, I pretty much think every politician gives like vague ideas and shit. Like Obama, change, a hope we can believe in. Like I'm not so sure that there's a predictable connection between vagueness and bad.
So let's look at Kamala Harris's campaign promises from
Maybe
when
every politician does it, Pisco.
she was.
But this one she
I mean, yeah,
doesn't
she had some
like,
specific
so
proposals. I understand El Sayed has
fuck
some
you.
specific proposals. They also have some vague.
If she wanted to do the Pisco strategy, she would ironically be doing the did Trump make vague promises, yes or no? Is El Sayed making vague promises, yes or no? It's literally what you were saying a second ago, Cheeto. This boss is insane. What the fuck is this?
Generalities. I don't understand. What is it about El Sayed is more vague than Kamala Harris? That's kind of what you're going to have to show. You're going to be able to find, fully thought out, fleshed out Kamala policies, and I'm sure you'll be able to find out some fully fleshed out El Sayed policies.
Okay, I'll
You're
let me
onto
read
something,
this.
man.
To address risks of massive automation of our jobs, I support exploring income protection programs such as wage insurance and basic income. What is wage insurance and basic income? These are the types of things that we need
She's
fleshed
asking
out
again.
that needs to be explained to voters, because there is no such thing in my knowledge, in my working knowledge,
it's a web
of
page.
wage insurance.
Yeah, it's like a web page, right? Like if you. So I'm
wage insurance, not page insert. What?
What I'm telling you is, wherever you're finding these, It's not a white paper. It's not fully fleshing out those concepts. And I'm sure if you asked about it, where he just says we should explore what those things are, whether they're good ideas, I'm sure if it's not fleshed out somewhere else more specific, you can like ask him about it, or people can ask about what wage insurance is. What is he referring to? I'm not fully a policy wonk. Now, I imagine wage insurance is insurance for your wages, that like if your wages get cut or something, or
I think he's onto something. I'm with Pisco on this one.
if you have to take whatever that the government will like insure some amount of your previous wage. That's what it sounds like to me, but I admit I'm not a policy wonk. So I don't really know what it entails, but I
also, can we just appreciate that if hypothetically, if the way this works is you get laid off on account of AI, then your wage being insured for a couple of months so you can find a better job is like the fairest fucking thing in existence. Like, can we just, I just need a vibe check from, if there's anyone in my chat, even one person who disagrees with that. If there's at least one person in here who thinks that if AI takes your job, you should go and fuck yourself. Because I feel like wage insurance for job displacement is like the most easy, it has to be the easiest fucking policy to get behind after free school lunches. It's gotta be. It genuinely's gotta be.
I'm not so sure that like the lack of him defining it
Hell
in
yeah,
like
based,
a campaign
right,
portal
based.
shows he's more vague than other politicians or Haley Stevens even.
So let me give you an example of something that was Harris's campaign proposal, and this is not, I don't know what a white paper is, but this is like something that was on her website. She said, as
Maybe.
wait, what was this?
I didn't say anything.
What year was this? Anyway, she had specific tax cuts, specific percentages in mind that she wanted
Done.
taxing for the wealthy. Oh, here it is. 2024. We project spending
Chat, I may not
increases by
have a brain, but I
2.3
have a
trillion over 10
plan.
years, while conventional tax increases by 1.1 for a difference in primary deficits of 1.
Isn't that what unemployment insurance is? The US already has that. Not to the extent of it matching your wages, to my understanding, and I think that's what we're talking about here.
$2 trillion. For negative economic feedbacks, primarily deficits do increase to $2 trillion. Yeah, so these are very
me.
specific things that she's suggesting, whereas like you're giving very vague concepts. Let me read something else from his his
Do be
website.
coming at him with a
This is surprising. I'm surprised
donation.
nobody would ask him any of these questions because this is like kind of
Do
weird.
be the
thing.
sinner of Twitch Ball.
Hang on a second. Let's see here. Let
So,
me see what I can
again-
find. You might have a
Here's another
point
thing. Okay.
about some of this. Let's see. Safer communities. Advance fair and accountable policing, invest in community-based violence prevention, and strengthen common sense gun safety laws to protect families and rebuild. That is kind of vague, right?
No,
No, it's not
it's
vague?
very specific.
Okay.
No.
How about this one? Expand access to capital and training for underserved communities and advance an industrial policy that creates jobs, lowers costs, and
Okay,
strengthens
I see what
Michigan's...
you're doing. You're doing this thing where you're just reading from the DSA website, right?
No, that's Haley Stevens. The fact that you confuse it with DSA is very telling, though.
Is that Haley Stevens? Well,
Yeah.
these are
Ooh, I do have a
so
brain.
when you say common sense laws,
Oh, he's
I didn't say
getting
it, Steven said
fucked.
it.
well, I mean, those are very specific things, though,
Or
right?
maybe not.
If those are
Like,
those
full
are
on, but
specific
I'm making
things
good
that
efforts.
somebody said, then like I don't know why you're reading me specific things. I'm talking about one specific. I don't know why you brought up Haley Stevens when I'm talking about Kamala Harris. I was trying to draw like a very concrete example.
Yeah, this is the concrete example where we're comparing vagueness, and Haley Stevens, it's just like a campaign website.
Yeah, so hers are more specific.
I don't know
Then this
how we're
person who's
judging
making-
this vagueness. It
okay.
seems pretty like it like I would need to ask her like, oh, what do you mean by common sense gun regulation? That could mean anything. What the fuck does that mean?
Okay,
Do you
so
know what that
let's
means?
just take out common sense, gun regulation.
Yeah, what
That's
the
very
fuck is just...
specific, right?
No, it's not. What do you mean?
No shot, she's just said that.
Gun regulation, that's very specific, right?
Yeah, it's regulations about guns in the same way that, like, I don't know, wage insurance
well, no,
seems
so what
more specific than gun regulation.
No, it's not, because wage insurance isn't a real thing.
What do you mean it's not a real
You
thing?
have to,
I wanna die.
You have to take a guess. You have to take a guess as to what wage and gun control is very specific. Like, oh, we're gonna put laws on guns, right?
What kind of
What
laws?
is wage insurance? If you don't know, you just said you don't know what it is.
I assume it's some sort of like government guarantee of a certain amount of wage in certain conditions where you lose that wage, the government will make you whole for that, whatever that is. But I don't know how that, maybe it's a type of thing. I don't know. I'm not a wonk.
Yeah, that's the point I'm making, is that, like, when you're giving prescriptive or very specific policies, you want to say, I am going to
Sorry,
do gun
chat.
control.
I had to log the fuck in for this boss fight. This is the best that the EGG has to offer, I think. Saying common sense gun control is clear. It is obvious. It is easily understandable. Saying wage insurance is far more confusing. What's a wonk counter means? Oh, this is this is turning erotic. Do you see how exposed my chest is? I think I'm in demon mode. I'm gonna fuck him up now. I was hoping I'm gonna fist him, not use the great sword, but alright. I think I've just unlocked a new thing. Very cool. I like this boss fight. But this is fucking insane though. This is genuinely insane. You shouldn't need to explain it, Beans. Cheetah, what is your problem with me, big man? I feel like you and I have got some talking to do. What is your issue? Why are you attempting to rob me of the joy of interacting with chat and for the chat to explain something to the old man asking the question? Why are you like this?
We know what guns are, and we know what gun control is, because we already have pre-existing things that describe guns and gun control. I'm going to do, like, crazy things like wage insurance, basic income.
I know, but we're talking about vagueness. It just seems that, like, yeah, gun regulation, that could be like a gun buy. All right, then what does it mean?
Man's hog. Well,
A gun
Leonard, what do
buyback
you
program
offer?
is not regulation.
Oh, I was just going through the different things that could be considered gun regulation. So what does gun regulation mean? All right, so what does gun regulation mean?
Gun regulation is things like what kind of guns can people have versus automatics versus, like, for example, Trump did something with bump stocks. That's gun regulation.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things.
People can't have,
yeah, there's a bunch of like very different policies, all of which would fit under that label.
Yeah, but they're very specific things. Wage again.
Underneath it, yes.
Fucking thing.
Underneath the kind of category of gun regulation, there are very specific things. Yes. But overall, it's just like it's kind of just this.
Have category. It's just like this anomalous thing just floating around. In
People are
space.
saying unemployment insurance is a form of wage insurance. I don't know if that's true, but like I don't know. Why don't we just Google wage insurance? Wage insurance
because
is a form
of AI. So, like, what does that even mean? Again,
that seems more specific.
I was literally about to say that just specifies it more. So it's most probably going to be job displacement as a result of AI. No.
Again, what is the critique? Is vagueness, or what are you actually taking issue with?
Do you know what, Diz? You shouldn't need to explain it to Cheeto. You shouldn't need to explain it to him. Let him figure it out. Yeah, get told.
Okay, how are you going to implement wage insurance for AI? So like AI takes your job and then what?
Give me a second. You're gonna talk to the stream real quick because I need to just go pick up a coffee order real quick. It'll be like 40 seconds. All right, just chill, okay?
Oh my goodness.
I'm back.
Okay, I'm not gonna judge people ordering coffee to their home, okay? I drink copious amounts of Monster Energy drinks, but I will absolutely judge people ordering coffee. Come on, man. In this economy?
Keep talking, sorry.
So like, oh, I was just talking to Shai. So like, for
That's
example,
what he said,
if
though, yeah.
they
He said
put
that
in a
he's going to pick up his
self-checkout
coffee order.
at a grocery store, that's not AI. That's just automation. Because it's not like the self-checkout is checking everything for you and then putting it in the bag and then giving it to you.
I do not know the law.
Job
no.
loss due to AI. So it's like it's hard to draw a distinction between like, oh, they put in kiosks at Taco Bell and now I can order at Taco Bell on a touchscreen instead of talking to the person.
I wish we had Taco Bell in Poland.
While I will grant
we're getting
you
Taco
that
Bell
AI
in Poland in the future, though,
does
I
have
think.
this weird like ordering
I
thing
really
that
like
I think
Taco
is
Bell.
like wildly unsuccessful in most places, but you know.
I got my coffee delivered because I needed more while I was streaming. Just chill with this, and it's also incredibly cheap.
Coffee delivered?
It's incredibly cheap because I'm in Japan, and so I don't know if you guys heard, but like the dollar is insanely. It's like crazy how cheap everything is here with it.
I will say, I don't know about Japan, but Korean coffee culture is fucking crazy, man. I went to Korea once. I would really love to go again, actually. It's fucking such a cool destination for holidays. Fucking coffee shops at every single corner. There are more coffee shops in South Korea than there are żabkas in Poland, it feels like. Does it come with the diarrhea lettuce? One day. Meow for us? Wait, are you talking to us, Leonard?
$1, so appreciate this. All right, can we move off of this? Like, are we really going after him on vagueness grounds?
Did I say are you talking to us? Did I just refer to myself in third person? I meant to say are you talking to me? And I don't know if I said are you talking to me or if I said are you talking to us. Like there's more than just me in the home. I am losing it, chat. Fucking, it's getting to me. It is genuinely getting to me.
Everyone's vague in their campaigns. It's like big ideas. It's just like
it up.
less about the specifics, which you can find in some more.
That vague.
You don't think politicians are vague when they're like, yeah, we want more good jobs, not bad jobs. We want to ensure that people are able to thrive, not just get along. It just seems like that's what politicians do.
That makes sense to me, Andy,
Yeah,
at
so the
least.
comparison I'm trying to draw here is the fact that like this vagueness kind of leads to lying, right? So if you make like sort of vague enough ideas and then people get into office, kind of it leads to them saying, well, I didn't lie, I just made it vague and now this is what I'm doing, right? Because it's not necessarily a lie if it's a half-truth, is essentially what they're doing.
Okay, and this is something that
So like if you have
is specific to El Sayed and these lefties.
well, yeah.
Bro's
so, like,
making bank. God damn.
Hold on, let me look at Gilly Stevens.
It's a bunch of vague shit too. I mean, like there's, it ranges, right? There's like some specifics and there's some vagueness, and a lot of the times, what's on the campaign website is like broad strokes things.
Yeah,
I'd get
these are
coffee with
very
Lua, that sounds
specific
cool.
things.
I'd
Industrial
get
and policy
kebab
and
with
STEM
Lua. I
champions
don't like
investment in
coffee.
domestic manufacturing, supply chains, research and development, and job training pipelines. Very specific. Draws her background as former chief of staff to Obama administration auto rescue task force to support automotive and manufacturing sectors. Very specific. Lowering costs, federal initiatives to reduce everyday consumer costs, housing expenses, and prescription drug prices. That's something that Kamala Harris actually did as well. That's less specific, but it's more specific than, because research and development are amongst America's most important assets rather than gut critical research agencies such as the National Science Foundation, National Institute of Health, and pull back from funding research laboratories and universities across America. I believe our future requires us to invest more and faster. And I believe that taxpayers who
UBI,
fund this
BB.
research should earn
UBI,
back
man.
the returns on their investment. What does that mean? How is that a promise?
Was
What
that
are
from
they
Stevens?
promising?
Wait, can you read it again?
No, this is from Abdul.
Okay, what was
Research
this?
and development.
Yeah, go for it. Sentence.
Research and development are among America's most important assets. Rather than gut critical research agencies like the National Science Foundation and the National Institute of Health and pull back from funding research
Yeah, it's
laboratories
reference.
and
Yeah,
universities.
it's a reference to Trump policies.
I know that.
It's saying don't do
Referencing
that.
A policy, right? If it references a policy and then it says, "I believe our future requires us to invest more and faster." What the fuck is more and faster, and why?
So
Why are you
more
speaking-
is so like I understand more to be kind of like one of these semantic primitives. Like there's less, there's more, there's equal. Do you not know those concepts? Something's more.
So let me compare this to what Haley Stevens said.
I do
Healthcare
not
Act
like.
supports
I do not like the fact that she didn't answer that question. I do not like. I didn't like the fact that she said she doesn't know what more means. I don't like the fact that he asked and she didn't answer way the fuck more. That is, at some point in this conversation, I'm gonna start feeling ableist for laughing at her, and I don't like being in that point of the debate.
protecting and expanding Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security.
Yeah,
advances for
expanding here
public
is
healthcare
more.
option. Yeah, expand what? Do you understand that Haley's policy?
They're different things. One is
Stevens'
about
policies,
research. One is about research. One's about like benefits.
Scientific integrity opposes political interference in health agencies and research, including legislative measures such as the Stop RFK's Bad Science Act to protect. This is very specific, not make it more and faster.
More investment and faster investment. Don't do what Trump did and defund. That seems specific enough to me. I don't
Invest
know.
what? It just invest more and
Money?
faster.
Invest
money.
more.
Where's
Make it-
money mentioned?
That investment usually carries the connotation of money.
It doesn't say that. You can invest time.
I'm saying
You
it's a
can
connotation.
Invest.
Okay, let's say he means to invest time. What are we doing here? Why are we here? Just to suffer. Invest what? Bro, she would make $1.50 in the stock market, I'm telling you. You'd see shit like you've never seen it before.
Money is not mentioned. So this is what I'm talking about with vague policies. These are the types of things that I think people should read into.
I don't think her problem with this specifically is that it's a vague policy. I think her problem is that that policy isn't written like the person reading it is a 4-year-old who sort of doesn't really speak English very good yet. They're trying. They're just not there yet. But they are trying.
When they're looking at a candidate that they want to vote for, if you see something like it appeals. So this is the problem that I have: is it appeals to the least common denominator. I understand that a lot of people don't like to read statistics. They
Least
don't like to
common
read
denominator?
long paragraphs that have like a lot of
Oh, well, sounds like a compliment.
that have a lot of spice added to it in terms of like saying this person's act and this person's act and this amount of money. But like, you understand that that's what MAGA did. That's what Trump did to MAGA, is they appealed to the least common denominator.
Yeah, I don't think that's what.
I'm gonna take trans out of schools.
I don't think that that's what El Sayed is doing, appealing to the least common denominator.
That is absolutely what he's doing, is appealing to the least common denominator by saying, I believe that our
Lowest.
future requires
They
us
mean
to invest
lowest.
more and faster. Why is it written at a 3rd grade
Not
level if
least.
it's not appealing to the lowest common denominator?
There we go. Thank you.
It doesn't sound like a 3rd grade level. But if it is, like, then maybe that speaks ill of America. It just seems like a normal sentence. I don't know what to tell you. I invest
You
more.
think that it is a normal sentence to say, I believe our future to invest more and faster? You think invest more and faster is a... You think that that's a good sentence?
That's
Yeah.
not what that sentence says.
Pisco, I know you're smarter than that. Come on. Come on, bro.
What's wrong with it? Build back better. Yeah, it's a good.
More.
Yeah. What about build back better? Build.
What was the slogan that spoke to enough Americans to re-elect Trump? What was it? Make America great again. Yeah, but what does great even mean, bruv? Just... And that was so much more vague than this. Y plus B when Phantom Form gauge is full. Entering Phantom Form awakens the ghost, granting powerful abilities, while in Phantom Form Kazan's basic actions are enhanced. The Phantom Form gauge fills through actions like defeating enemies, using brutal attacks, and using spirit-consuming skills. When Kazan is attacked in Phantom Form, the Phantom Form gauge depletes instead of herself. Okay, so it's just like the demon transformation from Neo.
Build back better. What do you think of that?
Okay, so that's a slogan. This is a sentence.
Okay, read the full sentence.
This
And
is a
don't
massive-
omit anything. Give the full sentence from the start of the sentence to the period.
Yeah, this is a massively comma splice sentence. This is like an atrocity.
Oh, now I'm gonna
Research
check
and
the
development.
commas. Wait. So hang on a second.
There's
Can you
two.
send me a link on our DMs? Just send me the link, please.
For reference, the full sentence she's going to be dissecting is, rather than gut critical research agencies like the National Science Foundation and National Institute of Health and pull back from funding research laboratories in universities across America, I believe that our future requires us to invest more and faster. Yeah, but Chido, invest what? Invest attention? Roblox? Bitcoin? Invest what?
We're
Yeah,
gonna get to the bottom of this
let me-
comma splice. Alleged comma
Well,
splice.
let me send you the whole. Let me send you the whole paragraph, and then I'll send you because I want to show you where.
No, send me the link.
Let me see-
Just
I'm gonna
send
send
me.
you the. No, I'm gonna send you the link. I'm gonna send you the link and the
Okay.
paragraphs.
Okay.
Calm down, calm
Macaroni
down.
and
Don't worry.
cheese.
Don't worry.
Hey, Amanex, how are you doing,
We're
love? Sleep tight.
Autisming it up together.
Okay.
Okay. This is the sentence that I'm looking at. I'll read it aloud. Research and
It's not the
development.
best grammar. It's not bad grammar. English is my second language and I read that sentence perfectly fine. Who's the worst speaking English person in here? Where's Grackle when you need him? I wager that as long as somebody speaks English, even if they don't speak it good, you put that sentence in front of them and they're gonna understand that sentence.
Are among America's most important
I miss
assets. Oh, I'm
Grackle.
sorry. That's one sentence. Omitted. Rather than gut critical research agencies like the National Science Foundation and National Institute of Health and pull back from funding research laboratories in universities across America, I believe that our future requires us to invest more and faster. More what?
All right.
That is-
Hang on a second.
An incomplete thought.
So says research and development are among America's most important assets. Rather than gut critical
that's-
research agencies like the National Science.
Dude, I want to shit on the DSA. I do. It's the leftovers of the lib in me. Plus Hassan seems to support them, and if they lose, then he's sad, and that seems like a very good place to be at. I want to shit on them. This ain't it. This just ain't it. Like, this is so fundamentally unserious. Oh, Jesus, that was a lot of damage.
Foundation, National Institutes of Health, and pull back from future research laboratories in University across America, comma, I believe that our future requires us to invest more and faster.
It really
what is
is,
not
though,
good
Lua.
about this
It
sentence? And it's not a
really
comma
is.
splice.
It's an incomplete thought.
No, it's not.
It is. Invest
It's a
more
complete-
and faster. Invest more what? Faster than what?
I'm assuming like time and money.
Faster than red. Hell yeah, we go in orc mode. Faster than red. And purple so that the maggers don't see it coming. Faster than flash. comic book Flash, not whatever the fuck they did to him in the movies. Faster than the speed of thought. But I will not tell you whose thought.
So okay,
Tell
so
me you
do
don't
we just
listen
draw
to
conclusions
Unix.
from sentences?
That's
There's
usually
a
the
thank you for the
connotation.
clip.
That's usually the
There's-
connotation
we
of
don't-
invest. We need to invest more in our
Word
kids.
context
We need to invest more in our education. We need to invest more in healthcare. We need to invest more in our national debt. That's a connotation of investment.
I don't think we invest in our debt.
What?
It just means it's an indicator that we need to like spend more time, allocate more resources in a given place.
Oh, so we need to invest more time into our future?
Invest more
Our future
like
requires to invest
effort,
more
energy, money. Usually it's money is connotation.
Effort?
Time and effort. Yeah, time, effort, money. It's all fungible. Yes.
So why would you
me.
not put a specific adverb? Verb?
The next sentence says, and I believe the taxpayers who fund this research should earn back the returns on their investments. So that seems... Why didn't they say fund money, right? They could mean anything. Fund apples, fund...
Because everybody's
wallets?
a taxpayer. Every single person is a taxpayer,
Well, no.
except for children.
Are you trolling me? I really can't tell.
What do you mean? So why you can refer to anybody as a taxpayer? What do you mean? It's like saying my fellow American.
Everybody's an American.
Okay. This is your problem with El Sayed is this kind of stuff?
Yes, because like I said, he is making very vague, pandering statements. And the pandering statements lead to people saying things like, I am a doctor, and then people assume you are a medical doctor, and then you look into it and you find out that he has a
Well, he's a medical
doctorate.
doctor.
He's not a medical doctor.
Yes, he is.
He never went to med school.
That's not true. He did.
He has a doctorate in epidemiology, right?
He's a MD.
Where did he go to medical school?
I don't know if it was University of Michigan or something. I don't really know that, but he did.
So, from
Fuck
what I
me.
read, he only has a doctorate
Yeah, there are people saying he went to
in
Columbia,
epidemiology.
a very prestigious med school. Michigan.
Dude, I fucking hate it when people do this shit where they say, oh yeah, I'm a doctor, and then it's like, Doctor of Art. And you're telling me that the problem is that he's only got a degree in epidemiology? A doctorate in epidemiology after attending med school? What are we doing here? What is this?
Michigan and Columbia, people are saying.
Yeah, Columbia University, I'm sure, he's a public health professor. Like he never.
Yeah,
like,
but he has an MD, and you said he didn't.
No, he has a doctorate.
He also has an MD.
Okay, so where did he go to medical school specifically?
I think either Columbia or Michigan. I don't know. I just know he has an.
So, the crying was from a dragonkin. How pitiful.
Abdul El-Said holds a bachelor's degree in biology and political science from the University of Michigan, 2007, a doctor of philosophy and public health from Oriel College, University of Oxford, 2011, as a Rhodes Scholar and a doctor of medicine, MD from Columbia University. Okay, so an actual doctor then. Like, as a doctor can get. This is not the, is there a doctor here? And you say, yes, I'm a doctor, and then you meant that you are a doctor of playing on a piano. Like, an actual doctor then.
MD.
That's not a medical school.
It's not
though,
specific.
right?
That's not, she was gonna, yeah. She
One of
loves her
they're
specificity.
associated medical schools. I don't know. Here, someone said he graduated from University of Michigan for his undergraduate, Columbia University for his medical degree, and Oxford University for his doctorate.
Yeah, a doctorate is not a medical doctor.
He's an MD. Yes.
No,
He also has a
No.
doctorate. He also has a doctorate. He has both.
a doctorate is not an MD. You said
He has
for his
both.
undergrad and his doctorate.
He's an MD and he has a doctorate.
He's not an MD.
Why do you say he is not an MD?
Because
Jesus, man. Jesus.
Because he didn't go to medical school.
He did.
No, you have to pass an exam to be a doctor, do you not?
He has an MD and a PhD.
Jesus.
Does MD not stand for master's degree?
No. Are you trolling?
No.
No.
No. DGG, what are you doing? No, DGG was not like this when I was there. DGG was no. This would no. Why do you? Oh my god, an actual crayon eater. Fucking God bless. Who killed your family? Come on, tell me I'll fuck him up. Fuck me.
Well, that was a little bit trolling, yeah. It's a doctor of medicine. It's not a medical doctor.
I don't know what to tell you. He's an MD.
It's a medical degree. It doesn't mean you're a doctor. You have a doctorate of medicine because he teaches epidemiology. So he didn't pass the, hold on, what is the doctor exam? That sounds stupid, but
He didn't
you know
pass
how
the
you have to
doctor
pass the
exam.
bar to be a lawyer?
I don't even agree with that. I think you have to be admitted to practice to call yourself a lawyer.
You call him a doctor if he's not practicing being a doctor. What do you?
No,
What?
you said he didn't have an MD, but he has an MD.
I said he's not a doctor.
He has an
didn't-
MD. I believe that makes you a doctor.
Okay, so like, what? I can get a doctor. I can get an
He needs
MD
to stop
in
using the
fucking dancing,
abbreviation.
and all of a sudden I'm a doctor. Like what?
I just know that he has an MD.
Oh my god. Okay, so you have to take the MCAT to get to medical school, and then you have to take the USMLE to get licensed. So if he doesn't have a license, he's not a doctor. He has a doctorate. So that's like saying like, oh, I have a doctorate in women's studies. I have a doctorate in basket weaving. It's not the same
True,
thing. Like
true.
you can't go to him. You can't go to his. He can't start a practice, right?
I think he could.
you
I think he could. I think the question is whether he did. I think
No,
that's like
he didn't. Did he pass the MCAT?
I think he passed all the requisite exams. He just didn't start a practice.
What?
Oh, the pain. Oh, the suffering.
Yeah, it says.
And I am apprehensive when it comes to debates because I don't want to come across like this. And meanwhile, she's... I need to have a higher opinion of myself than I do. The actual talking point she's been grasping for is he called himself a physician on the campaign trail once, even though he was never a practicing doctor. So she can't even make the point correctly because she can't say that he called himself a physician.
So you agree that
So I
he
don't
has an
think that
MD,
he
right?
ever- He never. Okay, so you understand that a doctorate of medicine.
Can you answer my question first? Do you think he has an MD or not?
What?
Do you think he has an MD?
A doctor, a medical. What does MD stand for?
I'm not okay. So I understand MD that stand for medical doctor. I could be wrong about that.
Brainworms, isn't it?
I'm
means?
not an
It
expert.
doesn't. It means doctor of medicine.
Okay, doctor of medicine.
Jesus fucking
It stands for doctor of
Christ.
medicine, or medicine doctor in Latin.
Medicine
Medicine doctor. I am on my way to my medicine doctor because I had a migraine today. Let's go. Medicine doctor. That is beautiful. That is genuinely, that is cute. That is genuinely cute. I have an insanely low opinion of this person. But at least I'm having fun. It's so fucking painful. Medicine doctor, bro. What do you mean? Medicine doctor. Who is this girl? Her name escapes me, but somebody in chat. Owlish, yeah, that's the one.
Something's not right here.
Medical
Doctor?
degree.
Okay, I don't know.
Medicine.
I just know MD is like the professional degree for
It
doctors.
is a medical degree.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean you're a doctor. It means you have a doctorate of
Yeah, but
medicine. That means you can teach That means you
Stepan
can
regularly
teach
shits on people,
medicine.
though.
It doesn't mean you can practice medicine.
I think the
He's very
MD is like the
feisty.
professional degree. I
I'd
could be
love to
wrong
see
about
it.
that, but I just know he has an
It
MD.
is. It is a professional degree, but he didn't pass the MCAT. He can't go practice medicine. He can't walk into a hospital and start performing surgery, right?
I think you will find you can't do that even if you have passed the MCAT. That's just not allowed. You can't just walk into a hospital and begin the surgeries. Not allowed.
I'm sure there are some. Yeah, I'm sure that there are some limitations on him, like going right now and entering into the hospital and just opening someone up. But like, he has an MD, right? You agree?
Yeah, he has an MD, a doctor of medicine, right? But you don't call him.
But you said he didn't have an MD.
No, I said he wasn't a doctor.
No, you said he didn't have an MD.
It's literally on his Wikipedia. Of course, I would say that he has an MD. It's on his. I literally clicked on the link. Columbia University.
Are you denying
MD,
that
right?
you said? Are you denying that you said he didn't have an MD?
If I did say that, then I misspoke.
Okay. So what is your claim now?
Because I said he's not a doctor. It's been my claim the entire time.
Wait, why is he, in virtue of what is he not a doctor?
Okay, so where are you? What are you using to define the word doctor?
I'm asking you. I don't really. I just understand people
So
who have
when
MDs
when I'm thinking okay, so when he says that he's a doctor, right? I'm
Yeah.
thinking that like, oh, okay, he got a PhD. I'm thinking like, oh, okay, he can.
He did
practice
get a
medicine.
PhD. Wait, no, he got a PhD as well.
No, and that's fine, but like,
So he's a doctor.
like,
on
for
your
example,
on
if
your
you go
own
to-
view, he's a doctor, right?
no, because when I think
Okay.
about doctor, I think of somebody who's practiced medicine.
Okay, you might
So
think
when
of
I think
that.
of a
You might think of
doctor-
that, but what do you understand a doctor to be?
So how has he portrayed himself? Has he said that I'm a doctor?
I think yeah, he's referred to as Dr. El Sayed, and that's what people refer to him in the media as well.
Yeah, again, that sounds like a lie of omission, which is something is one of those vague little lies and those vague little things that he does that is basically showing that he is not trustworthy, right?
I don't
You
know
would agree
why.
that why do you think that Kamala Harris would ever say that she was a CEO of McDonald's?
No.
I have a fucking stupid thought in my head that I want to vibe check for. I don't know what does this to me. I don't know if it's like some hidden racism towards people, but it can't be because it happens with Americans as well. Whenever somebody does like a caps lock twice the same message in a row, like I'm a surgeon, I read that with Borat's voice in my head, with the scene of him going king in the castle, you know, the one where he sits on the throne in a hotel room. Every time, without fail, you put caps and you put the same message in twice in a row, and my head's Borat. Without fail, every single time. And I'm curious if that's just me, or if maybe that's some of you as well. Is anyone else Borating it up in here with me? She spoke for the past 20 minutes straight. Try 40, Cheeto.
Do you think that she would ever say like, Oh yeah, I was a stakeholder of McDonald's because she worked at McDonald's. It's
I don't think she would.
yeah, it's kind of the same thing, right? Does that not make sense?
Not really.
Okay, Bisco, I think you do this thing where you pretend to be ignorant of something when I know perfectly well that
What
you're
am I?
not
What am
ignorant
I
of it.
pretending to be ignorant of?
Okay, well, first of all, you wanted to tell me that you read things every single day. You sit there and you read legal papers and you want to tell
Yeah,
me
not
that
doctor
the
shit.
sentence that you read. No, I'm referring back to the more
Yeah,
and faster.
yes, but yeah,
telling me
that
that
is
you
not a
read
comma
papers-
splice. That's not a comma splice.
I'm sure your wife's
Rather than
lovely,
da,
right?
da, da, comma, I believe that our future should do this. What about that is grammatically incorrect?
Well, first of all, it should probably have been a semicolon.
No, it shouldn't. No,
Or
no,
a-
no,
Why
you're
is
wrong.
that the
That's
thing that fucking-
no, it could be an M dash, but this is correct, and it shouldn't be a semicolon.
It should be an M dash.
A comma is appropriate.
I don't think so.
Why not? What rule
Because
does it
it's
violate?
there's two distinct thoughts.
No. This is not a complete sentence. Rather than gut critical
Those are
research
two
agencies
distinct-
like the National Science Foundation and National Institute of Health and pull back from future funding research laboratories and universities across America, it's not complete. It's a dependent clause.
Yeah, these are two complete thoughts.
No, it's
Because
not.
he's stating a fact, and then
This is the
saying,
grammar debate
"Oh,
now.
I believe our future requires.
And to be clear, the person who's going to be correcting his grammar is the person who, if she was tasked with just debating to save her life, I don't think that would go very well. And they're going to debate grammar from the dude's fucking one sentence on his campaign page.
Those are two independent thoughts. It should be an M dash.
It's not an independent clause. It would be an incomplete sentence if you just made a period there.
I don't even know anymore, Andy. I got lost so many times in this,
would
but I'm
be
having
America M
I'm
dash.
having
I
genuine
believe that our
fun.
future, or it should be a semicolon
a
because
comma
you're
is
saying that one
appropriate
thought
there.
leads to the other.
The comma is fine there.
But
There's no problem with that.
I think there is a big problem with it
What's the problem?
because it's it's two incomplete thoughts. One of them is a declaration, the declarative statement. The other one is a
And that's all a gateway
question?
drug to communism, Andy.
A question?
I believe.
What's
I
the
don't know.
question?
I don't know.
Where's the question?
I don't believe
Well,
anymore.
I believe they probably are both independent. I'm sorry.
No, the
declarative
first,
statements.
the first. What do you mean by declarative statement? What's
Who gives a
declarative
fuck
statement here?
about this? And
So
the real
the-
talk.
the declarative-
Maybe you guys do. Maybe you're passionate about grammar. I genuinely couldn't care less. This is such a non-issue.
Statement would be like the first thing rather than gut research, blah, 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 across America.
No,
That's
what is a declarative statement? What do you mean by a declarative statement?
A statement that declares
For reference,
something.
again, neither a semicolon nor an M dash would be appropriate here. Rather than gut critical research agencies like the National Science Foundation, National Institute of Health, and pull back from funding research labs and universities across America, I believe that our future requires us to invest more and faster. That sentence is perfectly fine in my head. Like, is it the kind of a sentence that you'd use on your English paper? Perhaps not, but it's all right.
Or formative statement.
Well, that's not good. I thought
okay.
silence was a mate.
Do you mean an independent clause? What do you mean?
Oh, Jesus.
It's not a
fuck.
complete sentence. The first-
I'm using. You know what? I'm using AI. Okay.
Yeah, and when AI tells you that it is a formatted correct sentence, what will you say then?
I will say that its clarity is only 89%.
This is crazy.
Why is this crazy? This is okay. So basically, this is exactly what you do to everybody else. So welcome to your.
When
own
do I
torture.
do this?
Welcome to
When
your-
do I do this
welcome
to
your
anybody?
own nightmare. Welcome to your own.
When have I done this?
Oh, we're doing villain laps.
What? Get hyper fixated
That one wasn't
on
villain.
one
That one was
thing and
closer to
argue
Santa
about
Claus.
it for 3 hours.
No, I've done that.
apologize.
When
I'll
have I
try
been
again
like,
later.
The comma splice, therefore he can't be trusted, therefore he's like Trump, therefore we shouldn't vote for him.
Okay, this is this thing you do when you take things that I've said and then simplify them to their most bastardized form and then say it back to me like it's something I said. That is not what I said.
Then why are we focusing on the comma splice?
So
Alleged. It's not even a comma splice.
because that was the argument I was making, that he's appealing to the least common denominator.
And therefore he has bad
person.
grammar and doesn't put the comma in the appropriate place, or use the comma instead of an M dash. You know how elitist that sounds?
Yeah, that's just unhinged.
Yeah. Don't you want to sound smart?
Do you think an M dash would appeal to the more enlightened reader, as opposed to a comma, which is for the masses?
Also, not even true. I feel like an M dash would make this worse because everyone's M dash was ruined by AI. Was there no way to not kill this little creature that I was friendly with up until 2 minutes ago? Did I have to fucking gut her? She just wanted revenge for a family being killed. Why could I not have just left this area? What was the point of that? Literally rude. We should throw in a voice chat with Leonard. I would like to see that. Rather... oh no, a new copy pasta has just dropped.
Well, I mean, he has a whole section on education. Would you want to educate people about M
No,
dashes?
we're talking about what you brought to bear.
Yeah. So if we're looking at the broad picture, let's not miss the trees for the forest or whatever it is. To look at the broader picture, I think that the things he says in his campaign promises, or the things that he proposes, are just extremely vague. They appeal to the least common denominator. They're extremely
Look, it happens sometimes.
imprecise,
It happens sometimes,
as opposed
okay?
to Haley's, as opposed to Stephen's statement, which are extremely precise in the things that she wants to happen. Again, these are the types of things that somebody does when they're trying to obfuscate what their true intentions are. This is the same thing that Trump did with MAGA. This is the same thing that multiple candidates have done with MAGA, is they say things that sound nice until they actually get in office and do the real thing, and it turns into something that it's not supposed to be. Because again, let me give you an example of we're gonna take trans out of schools, or whatever his thing is in. We're gonna stop the people from crossing the border, and we're gonna get rid of the murderers, right? But in practice, how did that turn out?
I don't know.
Okay, don't say you don't know, because I know you do know.
I think he's just done.
How did it turn out? Yeah, like they did a bunch of fucked up shit. Trump, right?
Yeah, so it didn't turn out good, and that's what happens when you elect people who make very
that's why I'm
broad,
supporting the
sweeping...
Democrat here, not the MAGA person.
No, he's doing the same thing. That's the entire argument. He's doing the same exact thing that the
I don't know
MAGA
how. Oh,
person
because
is
of the
doing.
comma splice, because he's appealing to the
No,
lowest common
because he's
denominator.
saying because he's saying very vague, broad, sweeping, declarative statements without very specific things that he plans on doing.
Okay, so we
which
got the
leads people-
vagueness point. We leave that to the discretion of the audience. Is there anything other than the vagueness point that you want to raise that you have an issue with?
Yeah, why did you say that you would rather vote for a rapist than a Republican? You said that about...
I never said that.
Yes, you did. Don't lie.
When did I say that?
You said that about Plattner.
What is the quote? Is the quote like given he were viable, would I pick?
hypothetical.
Oh yeah, given that he were viable, would I prefer Plattner over Susan's? Given that he would be able to achieve harm reductionist ends. Yeah, given that he's able to achieve those ends, right? And the answer is yeah. I would double down on that.
So you said at the end of your live stream, maybe it was in the middle, I don't know. I stopped watching. No, it was at the end. You said, I would rather vote for... You said something like, I'm going to say it, and I don't care who repeats it or who hears it. I would rather vote for Graham Plattner, who is a rapist, than a Republican.
I didn't say that exactly. What I said was, given that
Do you
he were...
agree with that,
so
though?
no, I'll tell you what I agree with. So Soy Pill had asked if it were the case that Graham Plattner basically was still viable and able to achieve his harm reductionist ends, as you understand them, would you vote for him over Susan Collins? The answer is absolutely yes. I think you'd be a monster not to.
Okay.
Do you disagree with that?
Yeah, because we understand that...
That was Hutch Epstein over Hassan. Yeah, I remember that as well. But it was also, I think it was JD Vance over Hassan as well from Destiny, right?
no matter who doesn't mean like let's vote for people who are literally rapists, right? Because that's how we got into the situation again with Trump, where he's a literal rapist, and we're like, let's put people who do crimes in office. Something good always happens out of that. I mean, again, sometimes, and I'm not saying that it's a good decision, right? You don't always make the best decision.
Who would you vote for, Hitler or
Because
Graham Plattner?
Yeah, I'm not engaging with that. That's ridiculous.
Oh, so there are some conditions in some hypotheticals where you would vote for a rapist,
No, because
correct?
if you say that,
So
you would have to ask what led you
this
to
is
that.
what's bullshit,
So
right? So you want me to answer for my hypotheticals, and I stand by them, and I think that my hypotheticals are correct. But
This
when
is not a
asked towards, and
hypothetical.
you want a concern troll about the hypothetical where I answered
He's absolutely correct to be upset. Yeah, 100%. The fact that she's not willing to, yeah.
it, and now you're like, I wouldn't engage with that. I'm above such hypotheticals. I'm too pure.
What do you mean? It's not a hypothetical. This is literally what happened.
No. The hypothetical is that Graham Plattner is still a viable candidate and is able to achieve the harm reductionist ends, or plausibly achieve them. No, he wasn't. He wasn't in that position.
You said this.
No, he wasn't in
Right,
that
but
position.
like, it's still the other person. He was right. Okay.
Yeah, but you won't answer
Right,
the
and this is
hypothetical,
the reason-
and you're like, it's unfair. It's unfair for me to
Yeah,
answer
because
hypothetical. Wait, let me.
Hitler-
So it's unfair for me to answer hypothetical, but we're gonna call them to account for their answers to hypotheticals, and we get to bring in the Nick Fuentes, what if he's a Democrat hypothetical? We get to ask hypotheticals. We just don't have to answer hypotheticals, because us answering hypotheticals, that's bad faith. But us asking it of Pisco or calling him to account for his answer, that's all fair game, of course.
Do you know what upsets me subjectively the most about this? Is that this is a good thing about Pisco. I have watched I haven't watched many of his videos, but back when I used to watch Destiny, I would watch a ton of Pisco through Destiny, and if you ask him to engage in a hypothetical, he will engage in a hypothetical. I don't know if this is a thing to do with legal background or what it is, because I've just noticed that people who have that in general have pretty like a lot of fun with engaging in hypothetical scenarios, but you ask him and he will bite like a motherfucker. I've seen it so many times from him. He will engage in any hypothetical you put in front of him, but he asks you, and suddenly that's like you're a little bit too pure, too cherished for that. Like, come on, that's some pussy ass shit.
Because your hypotheticals don't ever question what led us to the point to have Hitler running against a rapist, right?
It's meant to
Because you would have
simplify,
consider
right?
step-
A hypothetical is meant to simplify.
it's not simple-
Yes,
it's not-
yes.
it's not
It's a
simple-
stylized
simplification.
hypothetical. Yes, it is.
How do we get to the How do we get to the
That's
situation
tangential
where
to the hypothetical.
Hitler-
I make the
That's
best.
tangential
No,
to the
it's not.
hypothetical. That's
He makes
tangential to the
second best
hypothetical.
at best. Come
It's
on.
not, because we know what
Come
Hitler
on,
did.
Noah.
We didn't know Graham
You're the
Plattner
hype
was a
man.
rapist until at the very end.
Yeah, that's going to be priced
We
into
knew he
whatever
was-
the parameters are of the hypothetical.
Did we know what Hitler did?
Yeah, I
your
mean, reasonably,
hypothetical?
yeah. I mean, reasonably, yeah. I mean, you can ask more questions about it, but the whole point of the hypothetical is to have a stylized example. If you need to ask more questions about the parameters, that's fine. You can just ask those questions. But you say, oh, no, we can't engage with Pisco's hypotheticals. Why even answer them?
He seems
And then
that
you're
way
coming
to
here
me,
to
Andy,
hold me to
yeah.
account for a hypothetical that I answered. But you won't answer them. I'll answer
You do
them.
that, you
You won't, because you guys
do
are bad
that
faith.
to everybody.
Oh, wait, I answer the hypotheticals. I also ask the hypotheticals. It's you guys are like complaining, like crying.
Okay, because
How
why
could
won't-
you do the bad faith hypotheticals? Just answer it and explain why it's different.
I just explained why it's different. I just explained completely why it's different, because we know what Hitler did.
So
and
you would
we know
vote.
what
So you would
Graham
vote.
Plattner
So you would
did.
vote for Plattner over Hitler. So you vote for a rapist, right?
Hold on.
Oh,
We
hold
know
on.
what
I need to
Hitler-
think about. I need to think about this. So you would consider voting for Hitler?
I want to no, because again, you're doing that thing where you.
Hitler's way
simplify
more
and bastardize it,
specific than
okay?
Plattner. Hitler has a
We
very
know
specific
what
platform.
we know what Hitler did, so he would never get to the point of being in the election.
You're
We had
fighting
to
the
lose-
hypothetical. You're fighting the hypothetical. You're saying I don't want to answer.
Because it's a
You're fighting the
stupid
hypothetical.
hypothetical, Pisco. It's a stupid.
Yes,
you can't just
that
say,
you won't answer. That you won't
can't just
answer. That you won't
say,
answer. That you won't answer.
Which is better, cheese or yellow? Like, you're just saying
Yellow.
nonsense things.
Yellow, yeah. I'm not that big. I'm not a big fan of cheese. I would go with yellow. My wife loves cheese, so we always have cheese around the house, but I don't get the hype, bro. It's all right on a sandwich at best. That's it. That's literally it.
Do you not understand the question?
No, I understand.
I
the
think
question,
less of
but
people who
we're
don't engage in
two completely different-
hypotheticals.
The hypotheticals don't line up because we know what Hitler did. We didn't know that Plattner was a rapist until the very end.
Yeah, assume you know both. That's what the question is calling for. Assuming your knowledge.
But this isn't compared. This isn't
Okay, so
good
she-
compared to what actually happened. So no, this isn't a.
No, assume
this
you
isn't
know
a
everything you know now.
contingent hypothetical.
Assume you know
isn't a
everything you know now.
parallel-
Assume you know everything you know now. Answer it. Who are you voting for?
Then that's not the hypothetical. Then
That
that's
is
not
what
the
I
hypothetical.
intended. That is what I intended. Yes, Plattner or Hitler. I was trying to account for the rapist thing. So
I'm
obviously,
not engaging. I'm not.
of course you're
engaging
not,
in clip
because you're
farm.
scared.
No, I'm
No,
not engaging.
that's what you do to me.
I'm scared. Oh, what am I scared of?
You are
What am I
scared.
Engaging in a
You are scared.
hypothetical.
You don't
What am I
want
scared of?
to. Yeah, I'll tell you. You don't want to answer it. You want to hold me to account for me answering hypotheticals and being intellectually honest, and you don't, because then you're going to get your point, which you raised, is undermined and totally defeated, because there are some conditions under which you would vote for a rapist. That's why you don't want to answer it.
You know, you do this thing when you get nervous where
You think I'm nervous?
Wait. You do this thing when you get like nervous or like flustered where you just say I win because of XYZ.
She thinks she's in a position for this.
I mean, you asked me what I think you're scared of. I think you're scared of taking the L.
That's not an L. It's a ridiculous hypothetical. Like that's like, again, I explained why your hypothetical was ridiculous, and you still want me to engage in it, and you're not actually engaging on why I think.
Just as a friendly reminder, it's an objective scientific fact that being unable to engage in a hypothetical is a sign of being a sub than 60 IQ, if I remember correctly.
Your hypothetical is ridiculous. It's non-contingent.
Non-contingent, by which you mean what?
Non-contingent, meaning that those two things do not line up logically. at
Non-congruous,
all.
you mean?
Oh, no, okay, non-congruent. Yes, thank you.
I didn't say that
They're
they were.
non-congruent
I didn't say that.
hypotheticals.
I didn't say that the Plattner-Collins hypothetical is the same as the Plattner-Hitler hypothetical. I didn't say that. I want to be clear. I don't think
Right.
that they're the same
why
thing.
would I answer? And why would I?
Why do you think I'm?
She accused Pisco of saying that he would vote for a rapist. He is clarifying that he was asked a hypothetical question, just like he now asked her a hypothetical question, whether she would vote for Hitler or a rapist. She has to answer that she would vote for Plattner over Hitler, because you would probably vote for the rapist over the person who wants to murder all the Jews. And also rape. Right? Because let's not forget that was a big part of what Hitler did. There was a lot of that going around. So she would vote for the rapist over Hitler, meaning that there is a scenario where you would vote for a rapist. That's all he's trying to prove. Why are they stealing my waifu? I'm not following any of the lore in this game, and they just stole my chick.
I'm asking it.
Hitler. I don't, because you want me to say something ridiculous?
No, I want you to concede that just like there are some conditions under which I would vote for a rapist, there are some conditions under which you would vote for a rapist. Fair?
No, it's not fair at all. Sure.
So
Why?
you would never vote for a
I'll
rapist.
concede.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I think that in that situation, I would just shoot
Vote for
myself
Hitler.
in the head.
Oh,
It's
now you're
over.
dodging. Now you're dodging.
It's over. It's,
You
it's
wouldn't.
over.
You wouldn't vote
I-
against
I
Hitler.
shot myself in the
You
head.
wouldn't. You wouldn't vote against Hitler. That
I
seems
would
pretty
just die,
selfish.
right? Oh, trust me. I think it's selfish that we somehow.
You're
not
gonna
put
let Hitler come to
on the
power.
ballot.
Yes, you're gonna let Hitler come to power.
How did Hitler get on the ballot, Pisco? How did he get there? How did he get to that point?
Yeah, that's tangential to the hypothetical.
Well, I don't know. You're making like
It's such an easy hypothetical.
you're making ridiculous
It's
hypotheticals.
such
So
an
why don't I
easy
do
hypothetical.
That you
How do
won't
get
answer.
there?
That you won't answer. That's not hypothetical. You're asking me to like build in some internally
gonna explode,
consistent
isn't he?
universe
Yeah, I'm not.
that
you
accounts for
can't
that.
just say hypothetical. You can't just say hypothetical.
Why not?
I'm so
What do you mean I
annoyed when
can't
you
say it?
don't.
I just said it.
It. Now I said it.
No, I just said my hypothetical. You're like, you can't say it. And I'm like, I just did though.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want. I mean, sure, this is a free. Well, I don't know. You're in Japan. Do they have? What
It sounds
laws
like you're being
do
very
free speech in
anti-Semitic
Japan?
because you won't vote against Hitler.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh.
What do you mean?
Oh.
Is that the same argument that people use for like saying that if you're mean to, you know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna.
All right,
I'm not gonna
here's a
engage in that.
question.
I'm not.
Who would you vote for?
You know
Hassan
what? If
Piker,
you-
Hassan Piker, or Graham Plattner?
What brought us to that point? Okay, I'm not answering your ridiculous.
Oh,
this is the same
no,
thing.
this is so
You can't just say
sad.
any hypothetical and expect people to answer. I mean, if you want the dub on that, then sure, you can have it.
Okay.
But you realize that you just won on a weird technicality that nobody really
Bro.
cares about.
So you
right?
tried to
Like,
attack me that I would. There are some conditions, yes, even now, still under which I would vote for Plattner, and I'll say that without shame, and I'll triple down and say yes, there are, because I believe in harm reduction. That's why.
Yeah, but what if he comes into office and does more harm? Right?
Then
Like-
no. That's assuming that my calculus, if my calculus turns out that it was wrong.
If you were wrong, then you were wrong, but you voted in accordance with your belief in harm reduction, and your belief was that he will do less harm. That's why in the hypothetical of Hassan Piker versus JD Vance, you would vote for Hassan. Because he's not well positioned in politics. He doesn't have the power, the connections that would be necessary for him to cause the kind of harm that JD Vance absolutely would. That's like a very basic part of the hypothetical. That's why it's bizarre to me that anyone would vote for JD, when JD's so much more capable of malice in this case.
Wrong, I'll say, in retrospect, that was a mistake. But assuming that my calculus is correct, it would have been the correct decision in retrospect.
So when people voted for Trump because he was, and they were like, "Oh, he's a rapist. Oh, he's a,"
And also,
he's a.
she's saying shit she doesn't even believe in. There is a simple... I will coach Pisco. I am the debate Lord Master 3000 now. Just ask her if she voted in the last elections. If she says yes, ask who she voted for. If she says Kamala Harris, ask what would have happened then if Kamala Harris fucking nuked the world and everyone died. That's it. Just, well, because you voted for her with the assumption that she's not going to do that, right? You voted for her with the assumption that she's not just going to nuke the fucking world. That's not a real situation. Oh, true, and it has to be a real situation. It's hypothetical, strictly not allowed. Where's the children are speaking? Wait, which children?
The fucking felon. He's a felon. He's a rapist. But we're gonna, because it's harm reduction, right? He's better than that commie.
Oh, fuck off, that I'm stuck here.
Kamala.
Yeah, they would just be wrong about the facts.
What do you mean?
Okay, nice.
Wrong about what facts?
Their reasoning isn't necessarily unsound. It's that the facts are wrong.
But they thought it was harm reduction.
Well, yeah, then on their view, I'm not saying that it's irrational. I'm just assuming that they just had the facts wrong. That's what all
So,
I
like,
would say.
in this situation, what I'm trying to illustrate to you is that somebody who is willing to commit crimes, more than likely, once they are in office, will commit more crimes, which is what we're seeing now with Trump.
Yeah,
So
they might have priced that
the implication
in.
Here,
They might have priced that in. Now, I would just say that it's not worth whatever benefit you think you're getting. The person you're talking about, the person who's considering voting for Trump, notwithstanding the baggage because of harm reduction, I would just disagree with their calculus in terms of their factual assessment or their values.
okay, so you would rather vote for somebody who is a wild card, who might potentially do anything because he has a criminal background, and not saying that criminals can't change, but like
the uncertainty is priced in. The uncertainty is all priced into whatever I'm calculating.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, I understand that a lot of times you don't want to do the right thing.
I feel you, Andy. I feel you.
It's like the trolley problem.
This is begging
you
the
don't want
question.
to do the right thing.
Leonard, that is a genuinely really good movie, bro. That is a fucking valuable drop right there. If you guys have never watched Jackie Chan's Shanghai Nights, Leonard just dropped the full video link on YouTube. It's a good movie, very fun.
Begging the question. The question is, what is the right thing?
Wilson's a proper
so you
boyo.
can't just assume what the right thing is. That's what we're trying to talk about.
The right thing in this situation would be, oh shit, we fucked ourselves. I don't want to.
I don't want to live anymore. I don't want to live anymore.
No. In this realistic situation, you say, "Oh fuck, we made a bad decision. I'm gonna bite the bullet and I'm just not gonna vote. I'm gonna do the bad thing. I fucked up. God damn it, this guy's a fucking idiot. But you know what? I'm just gonna hang my head and say I fucked up."
Would you vote for El Sayed in the general against Mike Rogers?
I don't. If there are more specific policies, probably not. But like,
You probably wouldn't vote for El Sayed over Mike Rogers.
I don't know his policies, if I'm being honest.
All right, I'll give you any last things you want to ask me or say to me before we move on.
Yes, it's been nice to finally talk to you. I've been trying to have a conversation with you for like 100 years. And I feel like you hate me.
I don't hate you.
So-
I wouldn't blame him if you did.
Well, you don't ever... Okay, anyway.
I just want to say, I have a lot of like unresponded to DMs, even for people that I care about.
I know.
In the space, and so I'm sorry. Like, yes, that is a consistent problem. I'm trying to be a bit better about it, but don't take that as an indication of like I hate you. Now, some people in the chat really don't like what you have to say.
No, I think you hate me. I think you really hate... I know that they're like... I'm like DGGs. By the way, can we stop calling... everybody you hate DGG? Like, what
When
is
did I
that?
say that?
No, not you, the chat.
Guys, can you stop saying everyone I hate is DGG, please?
Fuck.
No, that's okay, not that specific thing. Anyway, it was nice to talk to you, Pisco. If you
Yeah,
want to have a
likewise.
conversation about anything else ever
I'll reach out.
again. Yeah.
He will not reach out.
That's
DMs are
like
open.
one of those things you say when...
No, I mean, no,
All right,
no. If I see it and when it's appropriate, you can just at me with a message, and I may say yes. And I'm usually inclined to talk to people who disagree.
Yeah, I know you are, and I actually appreciate that a lot. I'm not extreme. I'll talk to anybody as well. So it's been nice talking. It's been nice
Likewise.
chatting. Next person should... Yeah, all right. Have a good night.
Thank you, Alice.
Or
All right.
day. It's,
Yes, it's
Ohio
11.
gozaimasu.
Ohio gozaimasu. All
Why
right,
is
thank
he
you.
in Japan, by the way?
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
I thought he was practicing law in America. Is he on holidays? I'm assuming not if he's got his whole fucking setup there. He's a weeb. That does not really do much in the way of answering my question. Alright, I think. Well, and he's got his like entire streaming setup with him on holidays. It's kind of badass, actually. Actually, if I was a full-time streamer and if I was making good money, I'd probably get like a proper fuck off bad bitch of a laptop and probably just do something similar, actually. But just chatting segments, you could very easily do that, right? Wouldn't even need that good of a laptop, actually, for that. Plus, I could have my games with me on holidays. That's a big added bonus. Then again, I feel like my wife would whack me on the head with a mallet. If I was playing video games instead of, you know, being on holidays with her. Could be fun, though. Could be fun. Okay. Come here, bitch. I should not have done that. That was a big mistake. That was, I should not have done that. Should have IRL streamed your wedding. You... I don't know, bro. You'd have to pay me good money for me to IRL stream my wedding. Like, ridiculous level of wealth. Like, you can dox me at this point and me and my children are set for life anyway, kind of money. And nobody's really offered, you know, to pay me that level of, Shit, there's another fucking bat. Bat creature man thing. Can I... Is there any more Pisco stuff? There's probably a lot of Pisco stuff, but it's also almost midnight. I've got the cats to feed, got myself to feed. Don't have any plans for tomorrow, so I will either be painting Warhammer minis, or I'll just be hanging out. No, actually I do have some cleaning to do, but not that much. Why is the segment stolen straight from Bloodborne? I mean, all of these games are kind of similar to one another in this way, aren't they? I'm really enjoying this one, though. I'm having a lot of fun with this. I don't know if it's any fun to watch. I know that a lot of you aren't here to watch the video game that I play. But I am liking it. I am liking this game. It's fun. Plus, you know, the high seas. Are you McLovin it? Oh, I haven't McLoved any video games in a while. I'm waiting, bro. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for Chrono Odyssey, and they've delayed it to the second quarter of 2027. Do you know what is unironically the game that I'm looking forward to the most right now? Tabletop StarCraft, the tabletop miniature game. So basically Warhammer, but StarCraft. And I'm not even particularly invested. I just want Games Workshop to have strong competition because fuck James Workshop. And my wife's big on StarCraft, so I'm sort of pondering the possibility of a gift maybe somewhere in there. But in terms of like computer games, I have not been hyped for anything in a minute. I don't even know what's coming out anytime soon. I've been really looking forward to Chrono Odyssey, and that was supposed to have released at the end of 2025, and it will release in the second quarter of 2027. Which, I mean, I'm happy about, right? Let them cook. If the game needed more cooking, and they're taking a lot longer, so as such, I'm hoping that it will be a proper fucking product when it's released. But for now, it is what it is. Guild Wars 3 I'm looking forward to. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Lua, have you seen Guild Wars 3? Guild Wars 3 is coming out, man. Hey, Yotin, 5 stream streak. Let's fucking go. How you doing, buddy? Important React content for you right here. Let me check that out, my friend. I love it, Leonard, but I'm going to put it in my hidden content Thursday chat because I feel like this one requires the full strength Chris for it. This is an iconic 80s gay porno, but only with the plot scenes. That is all the more reason to watch it properly. Why that we are absolutely putting that on the docket. Now I'm intrigued. Can we watch a Gumbo's video? Yes, yes, we may.
Gone. I love Israel. I love Israel. Gone. Gone. I love Israel. Israel.
Chido, have you figured out why they're getting rid of your I love Israel emote? Which Gumbus short do we want for wrapping up? We need a hog counter in the top left screen. Do you know what? I'll put hog counter in my own notes and we'll see what we can do. Thank you for the head parts, Banana. All right, let's start
Someone's
off with Banana.
calling. Hello? They didn't answer. That's okay. They are shy. Gumbus will just tell them to don't be shy. Very cool. Someone's calling. Hello?
I like Gumbus. Gumbus makes me happy. Sneezes.
There's something wrong with your cabinets. Gumbus will check it out. There's a duck in there. Gumbus
no.
recommends that you throw the whole house away and start over. Very cool. There's
Send it through, Binzy. Oh, she's eating the plant.
It's 2 a.m. Gumbus needs to do her daily
What's wrong
chops
with
to
Gumbus? What
start the
isn't wrong with
world.
Gumbus?
It's a heavy burden to bear and a big responsibility. Gumbus is the only one who can make the world start. If she didn't do her daily chops, the world would probably disappear.
Because contextually, I know what the hog
No
counter
one
is,
told
Cheeto. I didn't know
Gumbus
that
that
other
she
one what
has
it
to do
was.
this.
And you are racist, Cheeto,
She
for
just
assuming that I
feels it
should
in
just
her
know
gum
the
bones.
context. Racist.
That's how good Gumbus is. You are welcome for Gumbus saving the world. Enjoy it, because
you,
one day
Gumbus.
she might decide to not. Very cool. It's 2 a.m.
I like Gumbus. Is that a pigeon? What the fuck? By the way, this is actual real footage of Lua being angry. Just in case you weren't aware. This is literally Lua in your DMs at 3 a.m. randomly for no reason. Oh no, the cucumber's stuck. Why does it not want the cucumber? Paris, that's what I think it is. Me and my wife have been watching that for like 3 nights straight. Every time it scrolls across my fucking Instagram feed, we just... The first time she saw it, she cackled. If this is what I think it is, then this is what my wife's been fucking... Yes.
You know, I found out the hard way the last time that I tried this.
Oh, not again!
And I haven't seen this done with any other sodas before. And I just don't think it's going to be as crazy.
Not again!
This format is old, but it's so fucking good.
Oh, not again!
You know.
Dude, my wife was fucking howling when she saw this for the first time. I don't think she saw any of the old ones, you know, with this format, but old shorts. This was her first introduction to it, and she was fucking wheezing. Wheezing, man. So fucking stupid. All right, chat. The sun's... I was going to say the sun's going down, but it isn't. The sun's fucking gone. Full on gone. I'm thinking we might raid Gust today. And I shall be heading to bed. Gotta feed the cats first and whatnot. And I will be with you next week. And soon I might have some news to share with you. That's not quite yet today. Thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoyed me yapping as much as I enjoyed yapping for you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good night. Sleep tight. Take care of yourselves. And don't do anything that I wouldn't do. Night night, gang. YouTube #1, as always, YouTube on top, Big Dab.